1, 2, 3.
Thank you, St. Louis.
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 Thank you,
Thank you, St.
Louis.
Thank you, St. Louis. Thank you, St. Louis.
And thank you, St. Louis, for being here this morning. Yes, it is still Give STL Day. Can you guys hear me okay? Yes. All right, wonderful. My name is Chris Strubb, the Giving Day guy. I hear this is a big sports town, and we are in overtime right now. We have 3 hours remaining in the 10th annual Give STL Day. You can see that ticker up above all of our heads there. $3,174,061 raised. 23,769 donations have been made to 1,039 organizations, including all of the groups that you see here on the screen with us. And this morning, for the next 3 hours, we are going to introduce you to a whole bunch more nonprofits that you can still donate to right now, or as I'm sure Josina will touch on in a moment as well, we have our final power hour of Give STL Day 2023 coming up from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central. So donate now and donate during that power hour. How about that, guys? We'll make it an and. Donate twice right now and during that 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. hour. My pal Josina from the St. Louis Community Foundation, she is in this square right here. There she is. And I'm going to hand things over to Josina, and she is going to chat with Fabra and Sarah. So I'm going to get your squares up on the screen and let you take it away here, Josina.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much, Chris. Good morning, Fabra and Sarah. I'm so glad to have y'all here this morning to talk about my favorite nonprofit. Sorry, but it is for St. Louis. So yeah, I just want to give you guys an opportunity just to tell us, just a bit about the organization. But first, why do you, and Sarah, I'm going to lead this one over for you. Why do you feel like that it's important, or why is it important to participate in Gives Day, in STL Gives Day?
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name's Sarah Paracha. I'm with Forward Through Ferguson, and Forward Through Ferguson has been participating in Give STL Day since 2017. So for us, it's been really great exposure to the community, opportunity to just spread awareness about the work that we do. I'm very grateful for the St. Louis Community Foundation for putting this event on and organizing. We really like the peer-to-peer feature, so it gives an opportunity for our board members, volunteers, staff members to spread awareness about our work with the organization, with their networks. And it also gives us a chance to highlight some of the new work that we're doing. This year, we were highlighting our Transforming 911, and our report will be released in this summer. So stay tuned for that. And we just really appreciate the opportunity to share our work with the community.
Fantastic. And Fabra, I'm going to lean the conversation a little bit over to you. As we have people that do their donations for these last 3 hours, I just want you to really highlight, why is it important to focus and support the work that Forward Through Ferguson does?
Thank you, Josina. And once again, I'm Fabra. I'm the interim executive director of Forward Through Ferguson and a full-time lead racial equity capacity catalyst. So that's an interesting question. And it's a tough question in some ways because there are many nonprofits, people of color led nonprofits that are doing wonderful things here in the region. On the question about why Forward Through Ferguson specifically, I think it's because we are a unique organization that came from a moment in time, being a Black and people of color led organization that came out of the movement, that came out of the uprising directly and is still charting a path to racial equity. It is important for our organization to be supported and to be resourced by the community self-determined by our community with philanthropy dollars, and also through support of everybody's time and effort as we try to catalyze change. So when Michael Brown was murdered in Ferguson, the Ferguson Commission was called not just to study what happened, but why. And we found that racial inequity and systemic racism is crucial to the story of St. Louis. And it is our whole business to work on several issues in regards to systems change to make sure that moments like the uprising don't have to happen again through changing the conditions and healing the core. So I think it's very important for our organization and our movement to continue to be resourced. I've said this to a couple people, CNN stopped coming, but we never stopped doing the work.
Oh, wow.
And us and several others, Action St. Louis, Our City Defenders, FCC Freedom Community Center, We Power, several other BIPOC organizations work on different aspects of systems change. And Forward Through Ferguson is unique because we work in some ways on all of them and supporting them in all of those areas in many ways. And so existing to be an intermediary, existing to be a support system, and existing to be an accountable body, an accountability buddy to the people in power in many different places, it is important for us to continue to hold that space and hold that tension for our region.
That is so amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Chris, do we have time for one more question?
Let's go. We got time for one more question.
So if you have
overtime, double overtime, bring it on.
Double overtime. One more question, Fabra. I know there's so much work in the work that the organization does, but can you just kind of highlight maybe one project or just a project that you think is the most important to the organization at this point? Is it the capacity building opportunities? Is it the transforming 911? Anything you want to highlight to close the interview?
Either or questions are tough for me. There are many, but I will say that I do think that our work in equity indicators and bringing back the equity indicators to exist as a long-lasting tool and equity metric to know how we're doing, continue to do as a region in regards to racial justice and racial equity is what is unique and special to Forward Through Ferguson. So continuing our groundbreaking data and research in equity, how we're doing as a region in all of the key areas of life is very important. Also, our transforming 911 data and research that we've been providing to support the narrative that we have to transform our public safety system is also important. And the last thing I think is also our capacity building opportunities, continuing to provide meaningful and accessible education opportunities to people of different identities from different sectors that want to make racial justice a part of their business and a part of their work.
Excellent, Fabra. Look, we're right on time. Thank you so much for being here, Fabra and Sarah. This is amazing to have interviewed you and also be a supporter of the organization.
And thank
you.
Thank you so much for your great work. We're going to be right back in 60 seconds with John Wolbers from Prison Performing Arts. Don't go anywhere. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, now.
Welcome back to Give STL Day Live. This is Chris Judd, the Giving Day guy. I turn that music down. I'm trying to get us pumped up here in the morning here, John.
Thanks. Good morning.
Early morning, late night. John Wolbers from Prison Performing Arts. It's great to meet you. Give me the scoop on Prison Performing Arts. What do you guys do? What are you about?
We've been around almost 25 years in the St. Louis region, and we take the arts to and with incarcerated adults and justice-involved youth. We currently serve 3 adult prisons, 5 juvenile detention centers, and a transition center, and we're at the cusp of expanding now. We use the arts towards rehabilitation to help those who are incarcerated or experiencing the justice system express their emotions, express their vulnerability through very difficult times, and navigate through the trauma that prison can enforce.
Why are donations important to your organization during Give STL Day?
At Prison Performing Arts Theater is one of our main mediums. We do use all the different arts forms, but as you can imagine, we're not a typical theater company. You know, we can't really sell tickets to the work that we do. So individual donations are such an important part of our budget, of our mission, and it really does help rise our community together, you know, impacting everyone. The participants that work with prison performing arts experience a drastically lower recidivism rate, where recidivism is being incarcerated after they're released. Those participants love continuing their work with us after we're done and go on to have much more fulfilling lives. So your dollars directly help reduce recidivism.
Do you have a big fundraising goal today?
Yeah, our goal is 2,500, and we are, last time I checked, just about $800 short of that goal. So we would love your support now to help us reach that goal.
We are getting there, John, and we've got that final power hour of the day coming up. You see it there, May 11th, all the way down there at the bottom of the list, the bottom of the arch there, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. That would be a great time of day to donate here to Prison Performing Arts. What's the feeling around the St. Louis area here for you during this Give STL Day celebration?
It's been lovely just hearing old friends, new friends come in and being like, oh my gosh, hey, I was remembering that time that you were on NPR 20 years ago, and I remember that show that you did last year. There was a world premiere based off a book that Margaret Atwood wrote, and she actually did a Q&A with our performers virtually. And just the impact of our almost 25 years, people have really been coming in and telling their stories. So we would love to hear your stories in addition to your donations as well, of how PPA may have impacted you. Did you work with us while you were incarcerated? Did you see a show, you know, last year, 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Were you one of the justice involved youth, you know, that we served, and you're now living your best life? We would love to hear your stories, either something you've seen or something you participated, or if you're just now getting to know about us, we would love to share our story with you. All of our productions are filmed and available on our website for free, with closed captioning, audio descriptive services. So even though our work is done several hours away behind closed doors and behind bars, we try to make it as accessible as we possibly can.
John Walters from Prison Performing Arts, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for waking up with us this morning here in overtime of the 10th annual Give STL Day. We really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me. Please give. Thank you, St. Louis.
We'll be right back. Coming up next, get ready, Latia. I'm coming to you from City Greens Market. 60 seconds. See you soon. Thank you, John. Latia, you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Welcome back to Give STL Day Live. It's Chris Drubb, the Giving Day guy. And we are joined now by my new friend, Latia Thomas. She is the Community Outreach Director at City Greens Market. I can see a little bit of the market there. It looks like you're at the market.
I am.
Is that right? Okay. Tell us all about the market. Where are you guys located, and what sort of work do you guys do in the community?
Yeah, so we are located in the Grove on Manchester, right next to Tower Grove Avenue. And we are a nonprofit grocery store. So that means that we sell our food at cost so that everyone has access to high quality foods. we don't think food should be a luxury. So we make sure that the vendors that we work with the farmers that we work with, we try to make everything local within 150 miles, and work with about over 100 different vendors throughout the area. And we try to pay them fair wages, but we also make sure to sell our food at cost in the store. So the way that we do that is by making sure that everyone has access by having memberships. So depending on your household income, you can decide how much you can pay for that yearly membership, and that helps us keep costs low.
That's a fascinating model. It sounds like you help a lot of people in the community.
Yeah, it was started actually by the community. There's a group called the Midtown Mamas that came together about 15 years ago. We're celebrating our 15th anniversary, and they were seeing that there was a lack of access to a variety of different foods in the area. And they were just like, what can we do about this? So they started in a church basement. They started a CSA, but then they were seeing that that still wasn't enough for their community. So they came up with the idea of the grocery store, and they came up with the membership model, and those are our founders. So it's been rooted in community since the beginning.
You guys have a big fundraising goal today?
We do. We're trying to hit 15. We are currently at 8. We still have over $6,000 in matching funds. So we're doing really good.
Jackie Keneally says, hi, Latia. You got your fan club watching at home. So good morning, Jackie. Thanks for being here with us. What's it been like being part of Give STL Day this year?
I think anytime we're part of Give STL Day, it's just great to see all of the good work that's being done in the St. Louis community. It makes sometimes this work can feel very siloed, like you're alone, like you're fighting this uphill battle. But days like Give STL Day show you that there's tons of people doing the good work, that there's tons of people that care about this community and want to give back to the community. So days like Give STL Day are really great.
And we can see that 23,845 donations have already been made. And we've still got that one final power hour coming up here at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Latia, anything else you want to add before we wrap things up here?
Just come see us at the store. We are always you're always welcome. We are open Wednesday through Sunday. We got tons of good food, and we'd love to see you here.
Want to give us that address of the store one more time as we play out?
Yes, it's 4260 Manchester.
4260 Manchester. Latia Thomas, wonderful to meet you. Thank you so much for taking some time this morning with us. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll be back in 60 seconds with Molly Rockaman from EarthDance. You're up, Molly. You want to turn it off? Give STL Day Live. Ooh. Emily Bauman coming in big time with the light. Play around with it, see how it goes. We are joined now by Molly Rockaman. She is the CEO and founder of EarthDance Organic Farm School. Molly, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Molly, it's your turn in the hot seat. I want you to tell me all about EarthDance, what you guys do over there.
Yeah. So EarthDance is a 14-acre organic farm school. This is actually our 15-year anniversary. So we're inviting folks to give $15, $150, whatever you can donate in honor of our 15-year anniversary. Our mission is to advance food justice by training organic farmers and gardeners of all ages, by providing connection to healthy food in the land, and cultivating vibrant community.
I love this healthy theme here first thing in the morning. I got a giant bowl of strawberries that Emily Bauman got me here for breakfast.
Beautiful,
beautiful. Just delicious. You know, we just heard from City Greens Market a moment ago. Talk about that. Talk about the St. Louis community and this atmosphere of collaboration and community love that we've seen here.
I was loving going after Latia Thomas, who is an incredible leader in our community in the food scene. She also, we also have a relationship with City Greens Market. That is actually one of the places that you can find produce that we grow at EarthDance. And we grow it alongside a huge community of people who are learning how to grow the food themselves. And so we do this in a variety of ways. We have a spring training for gardeners program where people can take a 5-week course to get the skills themselves in growing food at home. We also have a full-time farm apprenticeship program that's paid that starts June 1st. So we have our next cohort, our 15th cohort of apprentices starting off in a few weeks. And then we have a huge program with the Ferguson Florissant School District. So it's a farm to school program. We do everything from going to the schools to teach healthy cooking, fresh from the farm classes, to actually trying to help them source locally grown produce for their school cafeterias, all the way to hosting an agri-culinary internship with area high school students. So there's a variety of programs, but the whole centerpiece of the mission is healthy food and community.
There's so much that you just said in that answer there. It's so tough to squeeze everything into just a few minutes. So Molly, I'm curious, where can people go to really dive more into all those different programs that you were talking about? That I think that Growing Food at Home program sounds particularly interesting.
Yeah, so the easiest way to stay up with what we're doing is on Instagram or Facebook. So you can find EarthDance on Instagram or Facebook. And just to speak to the collaborative nature of what we do, there is a really thriving food and farming scene in St. Louis that if people aren't aware of, a great way to find out more is to just go to your local farmers market. We sell at the Ferguson Farmers Market here in Ferguson every Saturday morning, as well as people can come check us out on the farm on Fridays or Sundays at our Pay What You Can farm stand.
Jackie says she loves you, Molly. And I'm going to jump on Instagram right now here at EarthDance Farms. It's been my thing during Give STL Day. It's going to be a little weirder taking the selfie kind of with the virtual screen, but I've got this massive video screen here at the foundation. So we're going to grab a quick picture here, here in overtime of Give STL Day. All right, and that will be up. There's the giant screen in case you can see it.
That's awesome.
Just larger than life size. We'll be sure to tag EarthDance. We love being able to connect with these nonprofits on social media, and thank you for the great work. I was just looking at your feed. Everything's beautifully branded and everything. So
wow, thank you.
We really appreciate that. Molly, we're going to let you go and let you get back to work and wish you the very best of luck during the last few hours of Give STL Day 2023. We will be back in a moment with our, looks like maybe our final guest of this hour. That's going to be Katie Dalton. Katie, here we go. Thank you, Molly.
Thank you.
At EarthDance Farms. That's it. There you go. All right. Give STL Day Live continues as soon as Chris presses the button here in the car. Good morning, good morning. It's almost 7:30 here in St. Louis, and we've got another guest here in the Switcher Studio Green Room. This is Katie Dalton. She is the Executive Director of Crime Victim Center. Katie, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Katie, what is the Crime Victim Center?
Sure. So the Crime Victim Center is a local nonprofit. We've been around for just over 50 years. We celebrated our 50th anniversary last year. And we are here to empower those impacted by crime to move from crisis to resiliency. And so we do that through victim advocacy. We have advocates that work in both police departments as well as courthouses to help people file order protections and work with detective units. And then we also have a counseling department where it works with anyone who's impacted by crime to kind of work on some of that PTSD or negative effects of crime. And then we also have legal assistance for victims of intimate partner violence who are going through that order protection process. And so we're really here to try to help. We were very strategic in our mission statement to not say just victims or survivors of crime, but anyone impacted by crime, because we know that it affects more than just the victim or the survivor, but it can affect a whole community, a whole family. And so we try to do all that we can. And if not, then referring to our other resources and partners to help people after they've been traumatized by something like a crime that's happened to them.
Let's talk a bit about those partners here, Katie, because it is Give STL Day. There's over 1,100 nonprofits all around the St. Louis region participating. And we've heard throughout this hour about that power of collaboration. If I had looked at my list before we got started here, we had John Walbers from Prison Performing Arts on before. I don't know if you work with them or not, but I'm sure there are lots of organizations all around the area that help with the work that you do and vice versa.
Absolutely. We work very closely with a lot of nonprofits, specifically that work with, victims of intimate partner violence, like Safe Connections and Alive. We also have partnerships with like Freedom Community Center, where they're, trying to work with people in this kind of new way through, victimization, as well as those who utilize violence as well. And so we have lots of partnerships. That's something we're really big on. St. Louis is a philanthropic hub, is what I love to say, which is awesome. And that we have lots of partners. And whenever if we don't have a partnership, we're very quick to try to gain that and make sure that we can, refer people out as much as possible.
It is Give STL Day, about 2.5 hours to go. Do you guys have a big fundraising goal for today?
Yeah, our goal's a little tiny. We're just trying to raise $1,000. We have lots of other fundraisers and other giving, strategies and campaigns throughout the year. So we try to keep it small because we want, Give STL Day to support many nonprofits in the area. We love being a part of it because it does support St. Louis and the community as a whole.
Well, we love having you here. Thank you so much for taking some time this morning. I got to put up one more comment here. Jane Strub says that was a great segment, and she's not just saying that because she's my mom. I think these were excellent segments as we've gone on today. So Mama Strub, thanks for watching from New York as Give STL Day reaches from coast to coast around the globe, hearing from great folks like Katie Dalton and from all the nonprofits that we heard from today. I do see that Molly is still here as well. We'll get Molly to help us wave goodbye. Oh, she turned the camera off. It's okay. There she is. But we love seeing that spirit of collaboration and hearing from all the different nonprofits today. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here. And we really appreciate your time. Again, this is Chris Strub, the Giving Day guy, here live from Oak Park. Is that right, Emily? Oak Knoll. We are live from Oak Knoll, early morning. We were live all day yesterday from Union Station, which was such a blast. Do I have any pictures that I can show? Nope, not yet, but I will get some up there. We had so much fun speaking to so many nonprofits all day yesterday. And then on, yesterday was Wednesday, Tuesday, I took a trip all around the St. Louis region with my buddy Greg Ampadu, the soon-to-be graduating communications intern here at the foundation. We visited 10 different nonprofits in person. So it's been a long week. but it's been the most fulfilling week. And you can see as we are approaching $3.2 million this morning. I'm going to play a couple of videos from that adventure all around the community. So stay tuned, check out these cool videos. If you want to catch any of these videos, I didn't even tell Emily this yet. Hey, I uploaded all those videos to YouTube last night, and I shared it on Facebook. It was midnight, so I didn't text you, but all 10 videos are up there if you wanted to check out any of the videos. We have visits from, let me read them off here, the Down Syndrome Association of Greater St. Louis, Center of Creative Arts, Angel Band Project, Craft Alliance, I Thrive, TrailNet, St. Louis Area Food Bank, Missouri Botanical Garden, 10th Life Cat Rescue, and Duo Dogs. All 10 were just awesome to see. And I'm going to play our visit to I Thrive. We're going to play I Thrive first and just kind of keep playing these videos until we get to the top of that 8 a.m. hour. Maybe there'll be a big fire show and some loud music here at Oak Knoll at the top of the hour like we had yesterday. Who knows? We're in hour number 30. We're in unprecedented territory here, but it is Give STL Day 2023, and we appreciate you being here with us.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Greg Ampadu, and today I'm interviewing Kate McCurran of I Thrive St. Louis. How are you doing today, Kate?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having us today.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. So, Kate, can you tell us a little bit about I Thrive?
Absolutely. So, I Thrive is a local St. Louis-based independent nonprofit that makes an immediate and measurable impact by providing essential vision services, things like vision screenings, eye exams, and glasses to kids right here in St. Louis. We do this through our signature mobile vision clinic, which was specifically designed to eliminate the barriers of access, time, cost, expense, and deliver the services right where our kids are, which is at schools, summer camps, and neighborhood libraries. 90% of the glasses we produce are made on site and delivered on site, which means kids come on board, get a full comprehensive eye exam, and walk away with the glasses they need, going right back to class ready to learn, all in about 45 minutes.
That's fantastic. That's very, very good. And we all know the importance that eyesight is to our children in St. Louis. You know, and as you mentioned, being able to get access to that is, you know, such a phenomenal thing for the community. Mm-hmm. So what has been the impact that you have seen I Thrive provide in the community?
Yeah, so just from like an outcomes perspective, this year alone, we'll visit more than 160 different sites, schools, community centers, and we will provide more than 12,000 kids with vision screenings, 4,000 kids with eye exams. We'll dispense more than 5,000 pairs of glasses on our clinic and another 2,000 pairs of replacement glasses. But the impact really goes beyond that, and really dialing into the individual student, right? Vision impairment is a really complex issue. We know that 1 in 4 kids has a vision impairment, and we also know that with early detection, 80% of long-term issues can be resolved with a pair of glasses. And so it's a simple tool that can really make a big difference in the immediate sense and also the long-term.
Definitely agree. And you mentioned the glasses and how that can have an immediate impact. We actually have a pair of glasses here.
Yes.
Would you mind telling me about this particular model and what it does?
Yeah, so this is one of our donated frames from one of our many in-kind supporters. And this prescription is similar to a prescription we recently, of a student we recently saw. She was a first-time glasses wearer, had never received an eye exam before, and she had a very significant astigmatism, which means she couldn't really see things up close or far away. And so you can imagine all the things she was missing out. And so she was able to put on her glasses and instantly see her world clearly. And it was just really a remarkable moment. Things like she held her hand close to her face, she pointed at the dandelion and asked what was that. It was instantly, everything was in focus, and she was able to navigate her space and her environment safely and finally see the classroom board and the book that she was reading.
All right, so we have Chris Strub, who is going to demonstrate the effect of these glasses by reading a book. Chris, you want to take over?
So Kate, I've got good vision, no glasses. This book, pretty simple.
Yes.
Right? Dear Duncan, not sure if you can remember me. Okay, we got the maroon crayon.
Yes.
All right, but now I'm going to try the glasses on.
Yes. So this is basically what a child would see without their glasses.
And I'm going to turn to a random page so I don't know what it says.
Okay.
This one's black. I'm like physically in pain trying to cross my eyes, and I cannot read a single. That looks like a pig, maybe? Is that a pig? But
it's like a pig monster, maybe.
Pig monster. I cannot read. I cannot interpret a single word on that page.
And that's the reality for so many of our kids without the glasses they need.
It's shocking and somewhat painful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just think about navigating your life with that type of uncorrected vision. Not only can you not read the book, but you can't navigate safely in the world around you. You know, we have high schoolers that have never had a pair of glasses, yet they're driving cars.
I couldn't make it back to my phone with that kind of vision.
Right.
That's disastrous.
Yes, it absolutely is. But the great thing is there's such an easy, immediate fix, and that's a pair of glasses.
Okay, would you like to share a word of thanks to our donors?
Absolutely. You know, every single donation makes a direct and immediate impact to our kids, and we are just so thankful to our community here in St. Louis for believing in us, and most importantly, believing in our kids. From our whole team here at iThrive, we wanted to share a big
Thank you, St. Louis!
All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Greg Ampadu, and today I'm with Glenda Avenue of the Botanical Garden. How are you doing today, Glenda?
We're doing well. So glad we're here to talk about Give STL Day.
I'm definitely glad to be here. Glad for you having us here. So I definitely want to ask you, can you tell us a little bit about the Botanical Garden?
Absolutely. Missouri Botanical Garden is a phenomenal place to visit. It's a phenomenal place for people to be able to support. We do work not just on the beautiful 79 acres here, but also at our off-site locations and in the community, which is what funding today for Give STL Day will help, is the work that our sustainability division does in the community.
Excellent. And what would you say has been the greatest impact that you've seen from the Botanical Gardens in the community?
So it's really amazing. We have one of the world's largest herbariums. We do research in 36 countries around the world. We have beautiful horticulture displays and conservation horticulture for people to learn from. But also we educate so many people, and we provide sustainable solutions for people as well. So we are working not just to green our own garden and advance our energy efficiency and our stormwater development aspects, but we're doing that out into the community as well and helping other people learn how to do that. So you could pick a variety of things in terms of the incredible benefit of the garden.
Awesome. This is great stuff. And you mentioned the people, which is obviously the most important part of what we do. What would you say are some of the people that come out to see the garden? Where do they come from, and what do they like to see when they're out in the garden?
Excellent question. Our various audiences that come to the garden, so we have members and visitors and all kinds of people that are interested in coming to the garden. People will come because they're looking for a beautiful place of respite, a place to be able to just relax and learn, but also a place of beauty and to learn more about plants. We also this year have this incredible display of chihuly that's going to be on for the summer, so please come out to see chihuly. Chihuly at night is an even better display, so make sure that you come both, one time during the day and one time at night. But we also serve an incredible amount of audiences with our community programs. So we serve children, we serve family members, schools, businesses, municipalities, and all kinds of audiences that are out there that want to advance in their sustainability work.
Fantastic. And speaking about audiences, this year, as you know, we're having Give STL Day, and this is such a wonderful opportunity for new eyes to see the Botanical Gardens. What would you say is the biggest impact that the Botanical Gardens has had with the St. Louis Community Foundation?
You know, having the St. Louis Community Foundation coordinate Give STL Day here in St. Louis is amazing. We are so proud to be one of the 800 plus nonprofits that are participating this year. The monies that come into us will do a variety of things. For $15, you could support us having a Camp Earthways Young Green Builders program, a summer camp for kids. For a little bit more, you could help us get a stormwater model out into the community for kids to learn from that. And for even more, you can help us actually in a career program where we take young adults who are looking for different career options, who don't even realize that horticulture and landscaping options are out there for them. There's incredible career opportunities. Those are the kinds of things that we're going to be able to do with the gifts that come into Missouri Botanical Garden this year in Give STL Day.
That's fantastic. We're so happy that you had us for this event, Glenda. And we definitely want to thank you for all that you do, and we can't wait to see you on Give STL Day.
We'll be there. We love Give STL Day. Thank you for everything that you guys do and for all the support that everybody is going to provide.
Give STL Day is all about the donors. What message do you have for those who are going to donate or who have donated to the Botanical Garden during Give STL Day?
Donors to Give STL Day make a huge impact. For us at Missouri Botanical Garden, and particularly in our sustainability division of Earthways Center, our donors are the ones that are helping to spread the word about what we're doing in the community. Our donors are helping us to be able to actually provide that kind of service out into the community. We have contracts that we provide, but very little general supportive monies come into our division, but they comes in through Give STL Day. So our donors on Give STL Day make all of this possible. And if you could actually tell your friends and family about it as well, we'd love to expand the understanding and knowledge that Missouri Botanical Garden is working very strongly in sustainability work in the community, all because of the donors like those that come in at Give STL Day. On behalf of Missouri Botanical Garden, thank you, St. Louis.
Our mission is to enrich lives and build community through the arts. So we really like to see COCA as a house of the people, a place for everyone with accessibility for all.
And tell us about this space that we're working in. How did this space come to be?
So this is part of our expansion that was built in 2020, which added additional studio space, a theater that seats 400 plus people, and much needed open space for people to gather and connect as a community.
And what sort of programming and activities take place here?
So we call ourselves a multidisciplinary arts organization. So dance, theater, voice, art and design, fashion, pretty much a broad spectrum of art programming. COCA believes that bringing community together to fund arts programming and arts education is vital to our role in providing this work to the community.
And why 10 years? You guys keep coming back and participating year after year. Why has this been such a special opportunity for COCA?
I think that it's uniquely St. Louis, and to bring a moment for St. Louisans to give to their community and to the nonprofit organizations means a lot to us and really is what we're all about.
How does it feel to be part of Give STL Day? Like, what does it feel like in the community tomorrow?
I think there's a lot of energy in our area around it. You start seeing nonprofits everywhere bring together, what they do, what their mission is, and it makes us feel like a strong and vibrant community. I really feel like COCA is a vital part of our community, providing arts education with accessibility for all. We offer sliding scale tuition. We offer transportation assistance. Our students have access to a homeroom where they can get meals, help with their homework. We have students that are here 5 days a week, that this is their second home, and we provide such vital work for St. Louis that I think everyone has had some sort of experience with us.
What would a $50 donation to COCA mean today during Give STL Day?
A $50 donation could help pay for students to have access to a meal when they're here for their evening classes. It could be a pair of ballet shoes. It could be dance wear. It could be gas for our van that picks students up from school. There are endless opportunities for $50. Thank you for supporting Give STL Day, and thank you for supporting COCA.
Thank you, St. Louis.
Down Syndrome Association of Greater St. Louis serves over 2,000 people with Down syndrome and their families in the Greater St. Louis region. That is all of Eastern Missouri and all of Southern Illinois. We serve people with Down syndrome and their families through education, support, programs, public awareness, and advocacy. And we're the only organization in the region solely dedicated to serving people with Down syndrome and their families from before birth through end of life.
Thank you. That's why you're.
That's cool.
So Erin, can you tell us about this beautiful art exhibit that is adorning the walls here at your office?
Sure. So we are so lucky and proud to be exhibiting the work of Randy Bacon, just as I am, photos and stories of people with Down syndrome. Randy is out of Springfield, Missouri, and he has dedicated his life to photographing people that are typically unseen in the community. He thinks that every individual is magical and a unique gift. So he really tries to capture people that, like I said, are typically unseen. So people that are unhoused, that are survivors, and people with disabilities. So we, like I said, we're so fortunate to have the work of Randy Bacon here in our office. We have 20 portraits and stories of people living with Down syndrome and stories from their families as well. He has a video exhibition on his website that you can check out too. But you can come see our photography exhibit through June 30th here at our office. We love Give STL Day because not only is it a day for the community to come together and boost their philanthropy, but it's also a day to raise awareness about the amazing work of nonprofits in the organization. So it's really doubling our impact, and it also doubles and triples and multiplies the impact of the people that are giving on Give STL Day. Days like this are really important for us because the primary way that we raise money is through special events. So it's really nice just to have a day that's focused on the community coming together and supporting the great work of nonprofits in the area.
Thank you,
St. Louis.
One. Thank you, St. Louis. Gosh, you go.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Greg Anthony, and today we are at Craft Alliance, and I'm interviewing Lowell and Grant. Thank you for having us today.
That's good. Thanks for having me here again.
Definitely. So I wanted to ask you, could you tell us a little bit about Craft Alliance and how the organization has grown in St. Louis?
Well, Craft Alliance is a 60-year institution. It's been around for a long time. It started with a dedicated group of artists and slowly grew. We essentially had a house-sized location over down the street on Delmar, about 2 miles away from here. And we just recently moved to our new building 2 years ago now. So we're pretty excited about celebrating our birthday pretty soon, in the fall. And we have a lot more space. We have a lot more kilns. We have wider, bigger studios, and we have a giant gallery space now, as well as a shop.
Definitely, all good stuff. Could you tell us exactly what Craft Alliance does in the community and what kind of services are offered through the organization?
Sure. Craft Alliance in the community offers a bunch of free or low-cost education and craft skills and experience. We have a lot of different programs that partner with, for example, St. Louis Public Schools and the Juvenile Detention Center. But one of our big things is called Crafting a Future, where we take about 30 young artists, they're ages 13 to 18 or so, and we teach them craft skills over the course of essentially a full school year. They end up having an exhibition over in our main gallery. They can take classes with us. It's a good professional development exercise for them for about 4 years.
Cool. Grant, so I wanted to turn it over to you. What can you tell us about Craft Alliance and its impact on the community?
Yeah, Craft Alliance is an arts educational center that focuses on educating and inspiring the community through contemporary craft. Craft is making things with your hand, essentially. You are making objects to use to tell stories, and so we offer classes in ceramics, fibers, metals, printmaking, paper arts, glass, blacksmithing, that a huge swath of the population in St. Louis can take part of. We offer classes for younger students, adults, school programs, and it's really all educating the community through contemporary craft.
So I wanted to ask you, I'm aware that you are a 10-year organization for the Give STL Day. Why did you choose to work with St. Louis Community Foundation for those 10 years?
I think that really harkens back to the ability to give back to the community. You know, Give STL Day has done a lot of hard work to make this network of people that are giving, and we are proud to be part of that community.
We are trying our best to bring craft to all people in St. Louis, and you know, those programs and possibilities and experiences for youth, adults, families is not possible if we're not connecting with the community for donors, and we really appreciate all the help that you do to make those possibilities happen.
What is the impact of a $50 donation during Give STL Day this year?
That's actually big. The impact of a $50 donation is, well, for one of my programs, it's art materials for that student for the entire year. In some of our cases, it is funding for different parts of our mural, either it going up or just plain old the materials and ability to create that. It goes towards hiring more regional teachers that are passionate about the arts and passionate about giving back. That $50 stretches a long way, actually. To all of our donors that, you know, choose to give back to St. Louis's art community and create more young artists, and especially a safe place for them to really experiment and learn who they are before they get to go to their post-secondary. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you guys in our galleries. We hope to just see you in our studios.
Thank you, St. Louis! And thank you, St. Louis. Hey, it's Chris Strub, the Giving Day guy. We are coming up on our 8 a.m. hour. If you're curious how we're making all this virtual magic happen this morning, this is a platform that I use called Switcher Studio. Switcher Studio allows us to do, if you've watched any of the stuff that we did yesterday at Union Station, we had all sorts of cameras all over the place. How awesome was that Ferris wheel lighting up in those Give STL Day colors last night? Switcher Studio also allows me to bring in a bunch of virtual guests, and I see that we have our virtual guests starting to line up here in the room. We are going to get going at 8 o'clock, guys, and so I do see, I'm just going to put you quietly on screen here. You're all muted, so you don't need to say anything, but you can wave hello as you come on the screen so you know you're in the right place. There you go. There's Alice. Good morning. Good morning. We're going to go one at a time. There's Ryan. And then we've got our team, I believe, from the Thompson Foundation. There you are. Right. Hello. So everybody's muted. Can't hear you. Don't worry about that. But in just a moment, well, not just a moment, in about 5 minutes, we're going to bring those folks on. We also have Anthony from STL. But Anthony has his camera off for a moment. So there's Anthony, but he will be with us in a moment as well. What I'm gonna do, guys, you can hear me, right? Ryan, you can hear me? So what I'm gonna do is play one more of those 10-year visit videos. I'm gonna find one that's about 5 minutes long. And then right when we get to 8 a.m., we'll get started here. And I saw Dr. Price here first, so we'll get you ready. She's smiling. She's like, yeah, I'm happy to go first. There she is. So we will get Dr. Price on first, right as soon as this video ends, okay? So I'm gonna play a video here from, which one do I wanna play? Let's play a video from TrailNet, and then when this video concludes, I'll come right back with Dr. Alice Price, okay? Here you go. Welcome to Forest Park. We are here in front of the Muni. I've got my new friends from TrailNet. We've got Justin and Corinne. We're gonna take a little walk together as I learn a little bit more about TrailNet, share that information with you. Corinne, it was great to meet you. What is TrailNet?
So TrailNet is a local advocacy nonprofit that's fighting to make our streets safer for people who bike, walk, and use public transit.
Okay, and what sort of programs do you guys put on throughout the year?
So we host bike rides throughout the year to encourage healthy, active lifestyles. And we do advocacy for better policies for people who bike and walk. So right now we're fighting to ban distracted driving in the state of Missouri. And we're fighting for better infrastructure for people who bike and walk around the region.
This is a beautiful time of year to be out here. I just learned that May is a big month for your organization, and you guys have a big recent win you want to tell us about also.
That's right, yeah. So it's a big month for advocates across the country. It's National Bike Month is May. We partnered with Metro Transit and a bunch of other organizations across the St. Louis area to put on events. Bike to Work Day on May 19th. We've got a documentary screening coming up this week, all kinds of good stuff for people who want to get out on their bikes or encourage active living around the St. Louis area. And then we have some huge wins in 2023 already. In March, Mayor Char Jones in the city of St. Louis announced that she was going to commit $40 million to safer streets in St. Louis. Yeah.
We'd love to hear that.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Thank you to the mayor. That's wonderful.
Thank you,
Mayor. Absolutely.
It is Give STL Day. So do you guys have a specific fundraising goal today?
Our goal is to raise $3,000 today on Give STL Day in celebration of our 10th year with Give STL Day. It's always a really great opportunity to bring people together and support our organization and all the great organizations in St. Louis.
What is the day like here? I mean, you guys have been part of Give STL Day before. It's got to be a pretty cool, like, uplifting feeling to be part of it.
Yeah, this is our 10th year participating, and every year it generates a lot of revenue for our organization, and it's a great opportunity for us to celebrate all the great organizations that make our region successful. And I think being here today is a great example. We're in Forest Park. Forest Park Forever does a lot of great work, and we're in front of the Muni, another great organization located here in Forest Park. And we work together with a lot of community organizations in our daily work, so it's a great collaboration opportunity.
It feels great to be out here. We're getting our steps in very slowly as Greg is walking backwards with us. We're cranking it up to almost 1 mile an hour here. But this must be really great to see so many people taking advantage of all the wonderful open spaces all around the St. Louis area.
Yeah, it is. I was just telling Justin when we rode in here that I always love being in Forest Park because you see so many people out and about walking and biking, and it's one of the places in St. Louis that really prioritizes biking and walking mobility. So we want to have more places like this in St. Louis so people can get out and move around outside of their cars.
I feel like if I lived around here, I'd be running loops around this. What do we have here? This is like stage?
Yeah.
I don't actually know what it's called.
We can go jump in the water and swim over there.
But it's beautiful.
It sounds awesome. $10,000. We'll go jump in the water and swim to it tomorrow.
Perfect.
I just committed TrailNet. Guys, it's so wonderful to meet you. We want to ask you one more thing. If you could say one thing to a donor right now, you're going to have donors donating all day during Give STL Day, what would we say?
Thank you. Every dollar that you give helps us fight for Streets for All, for people who are biking, walking, using mobility devices. You're helping us make our streets safer places for everyone. So thank you.
She said it pretty well, huh?
She said it very well.
All right, guys, on the count of three, we're going to give a big thank you, St. Louis. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you, St. Louis. Donate to TrailNet. All right, Dr. Price.
Yes, I am here.
It is your time to shine.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay, great.
Welcome back to Give STL Day live. Oh, one more button to push. There she is. My name is Chris Strub.
Good morning.
My name is Chris Strub, the Giving Day guy. More importantly, I am joined at this wonderful moment at the top of our 8 a.m. hour by Dr. Alice Price. And Dr. Price, this is a lengthy name of your organization. It's an early morning, so I'm going to let you kind of read it off here for us. Who do you work with, and tell us all about them?
Absolutely, absolutely. Happy to do so. And good early morning. Food, recreation, education, safety, and health, also known as FRESH. Okay, FRESH.
Fresh.
And the mission of FRESH is to improve the health and the lives of children and youth ages 3 through 18 who live in Ghana, the Volta region specifically, and also specifically a district called South Tongu. Okay? Yep. And we do this by providing nutritious meals and opportunities to play, learn, and dream in a loving environment.
Wow. And how are you able to do that sort of work from presumably somewhere here around St. Louis?
Yes, yes. So the organization, FRESH, is based in the St. Louis area, specifically Florissant, and we solicit donations from around the country and the world to feed these children who otherwise would not eat on the weekends if it were not for FRESH. So the organization was started about 18 months ago by Dr. Joy Ablodepe, who is an MD living in the United States. Her native country is Ghana, and the village where FRESH is based is her home. That's where she was raised. And she did not want the current children to go through what she went through as a child. That is to say, always hungry on weekends, specifically Saturdays, always afraid for her safety. And she had a vision that she was going to do something to give back. So in August of 2021, she launched what is now called FRESH. And I am here to represent FRESH and represent her as a member of the board of the organization. It's an amazing, we have served over 30,000 meals in the past 18 months or so to children who otherwise would not be eating. I need to emphasize that.
That's a lot of children help and a lot of lives saved. This sounds like incredibly meaningful work that is happening from right here in the St. Louis community. And it says a lot to me as someone who's not from St. Louis about the people here in this community, especially here on Give STL Day.
Yes, I am just so delighted to share with the Give STL audience in an effort to let folks know that every dollar you give feeds a kid. Every dollar you give feeds a kid. I had the opportunity to take a delegation of individuals, most of whom were from St. Louis. It was 10 of us all together, to Ghana to serve with the FRESH program this past December 2022. And while there, we not only served the Saturday meal to over, at that time, because it was the Christmas time, over 600 children. And we also built the children a library, something they'd never seen or heard of. We got a donation from MICDS here in St. Louis, a private school, of over 900 books. We shipped them over there. By the time we got there, shelves had been built in a facility that Dr. Joy built for the children, and we cataloged the books and put them on shelves. So the program is a meal program, and that's primarily what I am asking that we receive donations for, is the meals, but we also educate. We also have recreational activities. We also have health things that we do. So it's a pretty comprehensive program that we have.
Well, Dr. Price, we want to say thank you so much for taking some time on this busy morning, for coming in, and more importantly, for the great work that you do and everyone does. Let me see if I get this right. Dr. Ablor DePay.
Yes, and I do know we have the video too, so they can see the kids.
We have a video here somewhere that I'm going to try and play. Where is that video here? I'm going to try and pull that up here. As I do that, do you guys have a fundraising goal here today?
I would love to be able to raise enough money to feed the children for one Saturday. And that cost for feeding them, for the food itself, is $250 to feed 400 kids. Then we have to pay a very small stipend to the servers and the cooks and the teachers. And that's another $150. It's minimum $400.
I'm sorry, Dr. Price. I want to check. I did find that video, so let's take a look.
I have concluded that it is impossible to make any crossing room. No kidding. Maybe there's another way out.
The best way for us to use our time is to keep practicing treatments in case we get out of time for the game.
You're going local. We're never going to get out of here in time.
Got anything better to do?
Sit down. Are you responsible for what happened? Pure genius. Tracking the top super strength forwards was an
Incredible stuff there, Dr. Price.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Remember, every dollar you give feeds a kid.
And you just saw right there those kids' lives being impacted by the work that is being done right here in St. Louis. Thank you so much, Dr. Price. We really appreciate you.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate the opportunity.
You got it. We'll see you soon. All right, Ryan, you're up, buddy.
All right, ready.
Welcome back to overtime here of Give STL Day 2023. Extra innings, if you will, for all of you Cardinals fans out there. Thank you for not getting me fired for wearing a Cubs hat last night on the stream from Union Station. We are joined now by my new friend, Ryan McClure. He is the executive director of the Gateway Arch Park Foundation. Ryan, good morning. Thanks for being here with us.
Good morning, Chris. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
The Gateway Arch Park Foundation. Love to hear all about what you guys do and how you impact the community here around St. Louis.
Sure. We are the official philanthropic partner of Gateway Arch National Park. So our hometown national park that undeniably represents St. Louis to the entire world. So we were formed about 13 years ago with the purpose of raising the funds and coordinating the massive renovations that occurred at the Arch grounds, which were mostly completed in 2018. So if you have not been to the Arch since then, you really need to come down and see everything that's been completed. The park is now physically connected to the city. It's no longer separated by a highway. It's connected by a land bridge. All 91 acres of the park have been renovated, and there's miles and miles of walking, biking, running trails, and then a brand new museum under the arch that is state of the art and one of the most advanced museums you'll see in the national park system. So our mission is to help, preserve, conserve, and enliven the arch grounds and surrounding areas. And one of the ways we do that is through education programs. So this Give STL Day, we are raising funds for the Journey Fund, which pays all of the expenses for students from under-resourced schools to get to the arch and have an amazing experience, because we firmly believe that every child in St. Louis deserves the right to come to the arch and visit our iconic monument on the riverfront.
Yeah, nothing says St. Louis like the arch. You know, I've been bragging about Union Station, but I think when you say St. Louis to anyone really around America or around the world, the first thing they think of is the arch. So this work that you're doing to really build up that area and really help improve the community around that space feels incredibly important to the vitality of this community.
Absolutely. I mean, and we are very, very fortunate to have the arch here. It's very unique to have a national park and a monument like this in your downtown. And there aren't many cities in America that have that. And it is, as you were saying, Chris, I mean, it's a skyline defining element here in St. Louis. So we're just very fortunate to do the work that we do and to have the community support that we do. The fact that these renovations were completed with 58% of the funding coming from private sources, all raised here in St. Louis, is incredible. So we're continuing that mission and that energy, and focusing today on making sure that every kid in St. Louis has the opportunity to come and visit the arch.
It's fantastic, Ryan. Ryan, I hate that we only have a couple minutes here, but I'm going to take a look and point over here at my boss, Emily, and make sure we make a note. Emily Bauman, right? So yeah, she's here smiling as well. I think the arch would be a wonderful, wonderful element that we may be able to even better highlight in future years of Give STL Day. Because as you've heard, I don't know if you've seen any of the streams or the other content that we've done over the last couple of days, but in our opinion, Give STL Day is all about the St. Louis community and really, I would say, putting it on the map. But everybody knows if you throw a dart right at the middle of the country, that's why the arch is where it is. And that arch is a very important part of this area. So, hey, maybe next year I'll get to come down. And I've never actually gone up in the arch. I hear it's quite an experience. So maybe we'll put that. Emily is yelling, streaming from the top of the arch next year.
Hey, we can do that. We can make that happen.
He's saying we can do that. We can make that happen. So we've got you on Facebook Live now, Ryan. Thank you so much. And if you saw me with Maria yesterday when we sent her up to the top of the Ferris wheel, if I say we're going to do something on a stream, we got to make it happen. Ryan, we'll be in touch. Good luck during the remainder of Give STL Day and in our super special, extra supercharged final power hour. Emily, can you just remind me again one more time the verbiage for this 9 a.m. power hour? We have
it is $30,000.
$30,000.
So our biggest power hour, our final power hour.
Our biggest and final power hour, $30,000, supercharged by our friends at Neon One and the Burgess Family Foundation. We will be back in 60 seconds. Ryan, nice to meet you, buddy. I promise to not wear my Cubs jersey to the top of the arch next year.
All right, great.
We'll see you soon. We'll be back in 60 seconds with our friends from the Thompson Foundation. Thank you so much, Ryan. You're great.
Thanks.
You guys want to be bigger?
Yes.
All right, mic's back up and hot. Time for the Thompson Foundation to take stage here. Pull my overlays off. Hey guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. I believe we have Miles Hinkle and Katie Lentz. Am I correct there?
Correct.
Hello. Oh, let me turn the music down here a little bit. Sorry about that. $3.236 million raised so far on Give STL Day. And my job for the next 5 minutes or so is to tell you why you should go on to givestlday.org and donate to the Thompson Foundation. So guys, take it away. Tell us why donors today during Give STL Day should be supporting your organization.
Well, it means the world to us. It can provide a number of different things in our 3 pillars, which is clinical services, research, and training. We do autism-friendly business training, diagnostic and therapeutic services for children and families, and then all kinds of research in terms of, I might get into causation and genetics. So it's a full spectrum, if you will, of what we provide and how we support folks.
Tell me about the space that you're in.
Sure. Right now we are in the Thompson Center's therapy clinic. It was just renovated and this brand new space opened in January. We're in a very sensory friendly environment with some pretty cool features. I'll show you this right here. We've got a wall of this interactive lobby that shows these picture frames that have Missouri woodland creatures in it. So this is a really awesome space. We are located in Columbia, but we serve clients throughout the state of Missouri, including the St. Louis region. Autism affects 1 in 36 children in the United States, and additionally, 1 in 6 kids has a developmental disability or delay. So children throughout Missouri and St. Louis can benefit from our services. In fact, there are over 231,000 kids in the state of Missouri that can benefit from the Thompson Center.
That is an enormous impact that you guys are making. Tell me about your fundraising goals. I'm sure Give STL Day is a very important part of your fundraising strategy for the year.
Yeah, so our goal for Give STL Day specifically is 20,000, and we've got some wonderful friends, particularly in the St. Louis area. You know, a $50 gift is huge for us. It could help provide an assistive communication device, could help provide social language group therapy for children, diagnostic services. So it's just, you know, there's power in numbers, right? So it would mean the world to us.
You've got a fan club here in the comments, and we want to acknowledge them. Thompson Foundation, so your team is watching and says, we're excited to be participating in Give STL Day for the first time. Thanks for having us. Why did you guys choose to participate in Give STL Day?
Yes, we wanted to participate in Give STL Day to share what we do with the St. Louis region. As Miles said, we've had longtime supporters in St. Louis, but I'll share a story that demonstrates the impact that it's had on a family in St. Louis. Carrie and her daughter, Lily, have come to the Thompson Center. Lily was diagnosed with autism at age 3, and as she got into school-age years, she had trouble communicating with her teachers and classmates and with her family members, and it led to frustration, some aggressive behavior, and some self-injury. And what Carrie found was that the Thompson Center has the only severe behavior clinic in the state of Missouri. So she knew that that's where she needed to bring Lily. And so for 8 months, she brought Lily to the Thompson Center 3 days a week for 2 hours a day. And Carrie said that Lily completely transformed. And what she really loved about the Thompson Center was that the doctors and the therapists never gave up on Lily. She's able to communicate her needs and her wants with her family members and engage more at school. So that's why we wanted to highlight everything that the Thompson Foundation and Center does in the St. Louis region.
Well, guys, we really, really appreciate you taking some time here today. I know it's a very busy day, and we want to welcome you to the Give STL Day family. Cheers to 10 more years here. And again, cheers to all of your supporters. I recognize how big an impact, with those numbers you mentioned, your organization has. Beth Estes Barr says, love the Thompson Foundation. And I know that for every comment we get, there's thousands more families and young individuals who are being positively impacted by the work that you do. So thank you for everything that you do. Is there anything you want to add before we wrap things up?
We're just so grateful for all the support we've received today and in this last power hour headed through 10 a.m.
Headed through 10 a.m., that's right. Again, and you can read much more about the Thompson Foundation in the comments here. This is fantastic. There's so much more data and information. So your social media team is on it. Unless that's you, Miles, like behind the back, typing comments, magically. That's fantastic. But you can see so much more information there. And as Katie just mentioned, we've got that 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We'll call it a super power hour there. It is being supercharged by our good friends at Neon One who power the GiveSTLDay.org website, which is, of course, where we want to send each and every one of you throughout the next hour and 37 minutes. We're going to take a 1-minute break here, and then we're going to bring on Anthony Gartner from Rebuilding Together St. Louis. There he is, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, Anthony, we'll be right with you.
Sounds good.
Give STL Day live with the Giving Day guy, Chris Strubb, here in St. Louis. Heading back to Lambert in a little while, but still here. We are loving the extra innings here. 10 extra hours, 10 innings of a baseball game, 10 overtimes in playoff hockey. I don't know if Anthony's a Blues fan, a Cardinals fan. We don't have too much time to get into that because
Absolutely.
What's that, Anthony?
Absolutely.
Big time sports fan. So
St. Louis Cardinals, St. Louis Blues.
Anthony, well, thank you for putting up with a 5-minute conversation with a Cubs fan here. I was told to hide all my Cubs apparel for this final conversation. But much more importantly, Anthony, I want to talk to you not about the Cubs' big win last night, but about Rebuilding Together St. Louis. You are the rapid repair specialist over there, so please take a minute and tell us all about the work that Rebuilding Together St. Louis does.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rebuilding Together, we provide free home repair and safety modifications for older adults and veterans. We usually supply for about 100 homes, 100 families within a year, give or take. Examples of that are grab bars, handrails to prevent falls, ADA toilets to reduce any kind of, to help with the assistance to get using the bathroom. They're a little bit taller, it helps them get on and off the toilet a little easier. Even things to larger projects like new electrical panels to reduce the risk of fire. Anything that you can repair on a home to help with safety, we will pretty much do it.
You know, Give STL Day is all about that cycle of gratitude. And Anthony, I'm sure with the work that you get to do every day, and I say it that way on purpose, that you get to do to be able to serve these individuals, I'm sure that they are incredibly appreciative of this work that you and your team offer.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're actually coming to you live here in one of our projects today. One of the homeowners allowed us to come into the house and record from here today and show a little bit of the project that we're doing here. That way everybody can get a good idea what they're donating for and see what the money will go towards and how much it's going to help.
Oh, well, thanks for making that trip. There's a little button there on your screen that'll turn the camera around if you want to show kind of what you've got going on there. Do you see that button there on your phone?
Absolutely.
Yeah. There you go.
Are you seeing it here?
Yeah, there it is.
So we put in a whole new floor for her. She did have carpet, as you can see on the stairs. We haven't made it that far yet, but she had carpet here, which was a trip hazard. So we were able to put in a whole new floor, getting ready to finish that up. We also put in some stairs outside. I'll take you upstairs here to give you a general idea of what we're doing in the bathroom here real quick. She had a bathroom was just deteriorating, had a lot of trip hazards. We had Caesar here. He's working on the plumbing. Got our whole new vanity. There's Caesar. Got a whole new vanity. We're going to be putting a grab bar up here in a few minutes. That's going to help with any kind of fall prevention. Wow. New toilet for the ADA. We'll put a grab bar next to that, so it'll be easier to get on and off as well. We just got the water going. We were able to have the unions in here for the past weekend, and they fixed the plumbing in here, and the union electricians, and they put up a bunch of lighting in here as well.
What a fantastic organization. Thank you guys so much for doing this. Now, Anthony, we'll get you out on this. What is the importance of donations to Rebuilding Together?
It's huge. Number one, we can't do it without our any kind of donations or without the volunteers. I mean, we cannot do our job without it. It's something even as simple as $25 can improve the safety of ensuring just a working smoke detector. $100 can help a homeowner come and go from their home using handrails. We can put up new handrails for $100. $500 even, something so simple. We can put a whole new floor throughout a room or a couple rooms, which would save for any kind of trip hazards. Any little bit does help, and we can't do it without any donations or without the volunteers.
Well, Anthony, we can't say thank you enough for taking some time this morning. I can hear Caesar from upstairs in the bathroom saying, "Anthony, get back to work, man. We got a lot to do here." So, Anthony, we really, really appreciate you coming on to share the story of your organization. GiveSTLDay.org. Type in Rebuilding Together St. Louis. Sounds like such a worthy organization for your donations, and we really, really appreciate your time, Anthony.
I appreciate it. Thank you, St. Louis.
Thank you, St. Louis. We love it, Anthony. And there you go. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you to all the nonprofits that joined us here now as we count down to that final Superpower Hour. Create a graphic here in Switcher Studio to make it say Superpower Hour across that lovely arch photo. 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. is going to be the best hour of our 34-hour stretch for you to donate during this special 10-year celebration. And I'd say, what are you waiting for? You might be waiting for 9 o'clock. So as you do that, as you line up your donations at GiveSTLDay.org, take some time right now to get those donations in your cart. I'm going to get the approval, nod of approval from Emily that this is correct, that when people put these donations in their cart, they can line them up, and then when 9 a.m. arrives, you complete the transaction, and that'll count towards the power hour. So you can go on, you can add in all of those great organizations that we just heard from in this last hour, including, get that off the screen there, sorry. Live toilet cam. Thank you so much, Anthony. That's right. You know that Give STL Day allows you to line up these donations in a way that you can have them all ready to go. And most importantly, you can learn about different nonprofits. I'm going to steal Elizabeth's line here if I can remember it off the top of my head. One you know, one you don't know, and one you want to know. Emily has given me one of these, which means I got it right. It is Give STL Day live from the St. Louis Community Foundation. By the way, the most beautiful community foundation office, at least I've ever seen. This place should be submitted for awards every year. I absolutely love it. I don't have like 15 cameras set up like I did yesterday, so I can't really show you around the space. But here at Oak Knoll, it's just absolutely gorgeous here. Wi-Fi works great. Actually, my microphones are working great this morning from what I understand as well. Now, of course, I'm gonna jinx it for that power hour, but you can't stop us now. Give STL Day live rolls on. Here's what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna play some more of these videos that I mentioned before, featuring some of the great 10-year participants that Greg and I visited on Tuesday. I want you to have a box of tissues ready for this next video. I'm going to play the video from the Angel Band project. And at the conclusion of this video, you're going to hear a song played by Ariel. Greg, what was that like hearing that song the other day from Ariel at Angel Band? He's saying that was pretty uplifting. Yeah, this song that was written, for and by these survivors, the power of healing. You're not going to want to go anywhere. You don't want to miss this conversation with Greg and the team from the Angel Band project. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back live, and actually, you'll get to see Nikki Martinez from the St. Louis Community Foundation. Nikki will be here. Can't wait to see her again. 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mama Strub time if you're still watching. Wherever you are around the world, it's Give STL Day 2023 until 10 a.m. Central. Stay tuned.
So the Angel Band Project is a very small grassroots organization. We started in response to a personal tragedy. I lost one of my best friends to a horrific act of sexual violence. So we started this organization with literally nothing other than an idea that music could be used to really support people who have been impacted by this kind of violence. And so for 10 years now running, we have used Give STL Day as a way to support our music therapy programming budget. All of the programs that we sponsor are free of cost, so there's no barrier to participation. Without the funds that we raise on Give STL Day, we would have to make choices on how many of those music therapy programs we can offer. So that's why it's so important for us to be a part of this day of giving, so that we can truly give back to those whom we serve.
And why does your organization participate in Give STL Day?
We find that community support is essential to the growth and stability of our nonprofit community. We look at STL Gives Day as a wonderful chance for people to give as little as a few dollars or as much as thousands of dollars to support, the community nonprofits that are in this area. And really just through the efforts of our board, our donors, our clients, and our agency partners, we're able to really make a big impact that we wouldn't have without a day dedicated to giving to our nonprofit organizations.
Ariel, I want to ask you, why does supporting this organization matter?
Survivors are often really alone, right? They don't have a huge community. They don't have as many resources as a lot of other communities do. And so through our organization, we are able to provide that community and that support to survivors of sexual assault and intimate partner violence, and build up that community of support and belonging. And especially through this pandemic, that isolation has just increased. And so I think the need is truly bigger than ever. This is a song that many of our music therapists will use in session. They might use it in some creative songwriting aspects. They might use it in song discussion to reflect with the group on what they think the lyrics mean to them. And I think it's a pretty great song that represents what we do. So.
My family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I've left behind. I am light. 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 I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a store, a piece of it all. I am light. I am light. I am light.
That was beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I need you to sing.
Usually
got
the
the
door's
meetings, we
closed.
just need her to sing.
Usually the door's closed.
I
when
know,
you're singing.
I know.
Thanks to our donors, we were able to offer 13 music therapy workshops in 2022 across 3 states. We were able to serve 80 participants and offer 130 hours of music therapy, and that wouldn't be possible without our donors.
Thank you, St. Louis.
Hi, I'm Chrissy. This is Evie. I'm just going to show you some of the skills. Hi, Evie. Good girl. That we teach our dogs here at Dogs. Evie. Evie. Bump. Good girl. All the way. What a girl. Good girl. Just like Evie. Get the light. Oh my goodness. What a girl. That's her favorite. Evie. Get the light. Good job. Nice job. Evie. Climb. Good girl. Off. Good job. Good job. Evie, sit. Good girl. Wait. Good girl. Yes. Sit. Good girl. Very good. Nice job. Evie, right here. Nice. Evie, heel. Good girl. Evie, rest. Rest. What a girl. Good girl. Off. Good job. Good job. I'm gonna go on a treat. What a girl. Good girl. Evie, rest. Rest. Good job. Off. Nice job. Evie, left. All the way. Good girl. Good job. Evie, off. Good girl. Good girl. Evie, heel. Nice job. Good girl. Heel. Good girl. Let's go. Good girl. What a good girl. Nice job. Sit. Good girl. Evie down. Very nice. If you notice when we have our dogs down, her back legs are facing out. We do that on purpose. So whatever side the client is on, she will switch her hips to where her legs are facing the opposite direction.
Oh.
Good girl. Evie, sit. Nice job. Stand. Good girl. Evie, front. Good girl. Side. That just means go to my right and sit. Good girl. Down. Nice. Good girl.
Hey, Dawn, so we just watched an awesome demonstration with our girl Evie here. Can you kind of explain a little more now of what we just saw and kind of what you guys do here at Do Our Dogs and how these dogs are really assisting folks out in the community?
First of all, Evie always steals the show, so I'm glad that you got to see her already.
No offense to you.
So at Duo, we build extraordinary bonds between people and dogs. And we do that in 2 ways. One is we breed and train assistance dogs who help people with mobility challenges, people in a wheelchair, help people with hearing challenges. We help veterans with PTSD. And also, we also place facility dogs in hospitals and courthouses. And so when you saw Evie earlier, so she was demonstrating some of the skills that we teach our dogs so that they can go out and make a difference in the world. And so she's just a prime example of what an assistance dog can do.
So Give STL Day, people can definitely donate and help support these organizations. We've got a whole set of supplies here behind here. And you explained that about $350 helps support one puppy's ascendance into EV level support.
So we have a really unique model because our puppies grow up in homes of volunteers. They're called volunteer puppy raisers.
Wow.
So the first year and a half of Evie's life, she was with a volunteer puppy raiser who brought her to Duo once a week for training and worked with our trainers to learn those basic skills. And then at a year and a half, Evie came to Duo to live with us for 6 months, where she learned those advanced skills that you just saw. So think about, all the puppies that come through here. We've got about 100 working dogs out there right now that are working, that have gone through our program. So when you think about costs, we estimate it costs about $50,000 for one dog, and that's birth to placement. So we're talking a 2-year process. That's training, vet costs, food, all of those expenses that it takes to raise a dog like Evie. So here's an example of some things that, just on a smaller scale, that are really helpful. So every single one of our puppies goes home with a volunteer puppy raiser for the first year and a half of their life, and they walk away with kind of a starter kit that will be helpful for them when they get those puppies home. And so what I've got behind me are just some items that we include in that starter kit. I mean, there's treats, there's leashes, there's collars, there's toys, there's a little baby, this little baby lamb. So this is our little heartbeat baby. So when our little itty bitty puppies, when they go home with the volunteer puppy raisers, they go home with this little heartbeat baby, and they put it in their crate with them because, again, they're away from their litter mates for the first time, so they can be kind of lonesome. So this has a little heartbeat in it that kind of keeps them company those first few nights. So, but when you look at all these things put together, just for a starter kit, when a volunteer puppy raiser takes a puppy home, it's about a $300 investment, right then and there, and that's something that we cover here at Duo. So when you think about where those dollars go, when you think about, raising an assistance dog from a puppy to 2 years old, all of those costs that are involved in that, along the way.
Wonderful. It's a great organization to support during Give STL Day. Now, you guys have been participating for 10 years. Why is Give STL Day so important to Duo Dogs?
Well, first, let me thank you for letting us participate for 10 years. I mean, we're so excited for a decade to be involved in this way.
Of course.
And Give STL Day is really important to us because from an exposure perspective, to align ourselves with the St. Louis Community Foundation, and to really be able to share our story to the entire population of that foundation, because we know that it's made up of very generous people who want to help others. And so for us to have the opportunity to be a part of that Give STL Day effort is a privilege, for us.
Thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it. It's great to meet you.
Thanks for having
and
us.
Great to meet you too, sweetie. I'll let you get back down and get you another treat. How about that?
So on behalf of the team here at Duo Dogs,
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, St. Louis.
Is there Wi-Fi? Is there Wi-Fi over here?
No, I have my own.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm at the St. Louis Area Food Bank today with Meredith Knott. Meredith, how are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's wonderful to be here.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us. So we wanted to talk today about what exactly is the St. Louis Area Food Bank and how is it really helping out the community?
Sure. So the St. Louis Area Food Bank is really our region's response to hunger. We are working very, very hard through our network. And so when I say our network, we actually serve 26 counties in both Missouri and Illinois. There's actually a map behind you that shows our entire service territory. And what we do is we are actually procuring food from all across the country, bringing it here to the food bank, and then distributing it to that network, which is almost 600 food pantries across the 26 counties that we serve.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
How long have you been in this role in the St. Louis Area Food Bank, and what has been the impact that you've seen the St. Louis Area Food Bank provide?
Sure. So the St. Louis Area Food Bank has been around since 1975, so almost 50 years. I joined in February of 2018. Since I've been here, we have had to weather a flood in Illinois. We've, of course, all went through the COVID-19 pandemic. We went through this flooding this past summer, and now we're in the current economic climate. So it has certainly been a tumultuous time, but I'm so very proud of our team, our network, our donors, and the volunteers that you see behind her that keep showing up. They keep answering the call to ensure that families across the bi-state region don't have to make those impossible choices about, do I pay for food, or do I pay for my housing bill or my electrical bill, or to put gas in the car.
Definitely, and like you mentioned, it's all about the people that we serve. So it's so wonderful to hear that we're able to give back to the community. You mentioned the COVID-19 pandemic. How exactly did that impact the St. Louis Area Food Bank, and what was a positive and a negative with that?
Sure. Well, like everyone, our world got flipped upside down overnight, and there was no playbook, right? We had never been through this before. So people were asking, what are you going to do? So we set out and said 2 goals. We're going to keep our team safe, and we're going to keep the doors open. And we just came to work every day thinking, we're just going to figure this out. And we were able to do that with great partnerships, our great community partners, our donors. The USDA really stepped up and provided much needed food and funds to meet people where they were, because people didn't want to leave their homes. A lot of our pantries weren't open because people didn't want to go outside. People didn't want to go inside anywhere, let alone at a food pantry. And so we did a lot of those mobile distributions that you would see on TV, those drive-through distributions, to get food into the hands of people who needed it in a very safe way, which is always our priority.
Always, 100%. And I'm just so happy that you stayed open, and even through the pandemic, you were able to reach so many people. That speaks volumes about the greatness of this organization. So I want to ask you, how has working in partnership with the St. Louis Community Foundation really impacted and benefited the St. Louis Area Food Bank?
The Community Foundation is a wonderful partner of ours. We're able to go in and have conversations with them about what we're doing, what we're seeing, and what our needs are, quite candidly. So then they're able to work with their donors and people within their network and make those connections. If there's someone that wants to fund a certain program or help support in a certain area of the region that we serve, they're able to help make those connections for us, as well as just shine a light on the incredible work that not just the staff, but our network of partners and our volunteers are doing. We have over 25,000 volunteers that come out here each and every year to do this work. We can't do this with our staff. We need that army of volunteers who are coming out. We need all those pantry partners on the front lines delivering the food that they receive from the St. Louis Area Food Bank to their community.
Fun place to help and have fun with neighbors and family. I just enjoy, and I hope you all have a good day.
Everyone that's going to donate tomorrow on Give STL Day to the St. Louis Area Food Bank, we simply want to say thank you. We cannot do this work without you, and it is critically important that we are working very, very hard to put nutritious foods on the tables of every family here in the bi-state region. So thank you for making that choice, and thank you for choosing the St. Louis Area Food Bank.
Great. On the, can we do like a, I'm going to do 3, 2, 1. Now this is a question.
Yes.
Because you don't want to say thank you St. Louis because you cover so much more than St. Louis, right? So how would you phrase something pithy and to the point, like thank you St. Louis area, or thank you
the Midwest region?
We call it the bi-state region.
Thank you. You want to say thank you bi-state region?
Yes.
So thank you to the bi-state region.
Thank you to everyone across the bi-state region for your support.
Want to give that to me one more time at full volume?
Thank you to everyone across the bi-state region for your support.
Thank you, St. Louis, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
You're watching Give STL Day live. My name is Chris Jubb, the Giving Day guy. Right on the beat there. We had our virtual guests starting to line up here, and looks like they left. So Metro East Literacy Project. If you're watching the stream, there they are. Metro East Literacy Project. You guys are in the right place. I can see you,
yes.
Linda. There you are. So we are still a few minutes early. Just wanted to give you a heads up. I'm gonna put you on mute and kind of just show you on the screen so you can wave there. Hello, look at that background. That's wonderful. Okay, she's running away. Metro East Literacy Project and a whole lineup of other nonprofit organizations will be joining us in this 9 a.m. hour, which Emily, who is across the room, not on camera, not on mic'd, this is a really special hour. This is the super duper ooper power hour, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Thursday, May 11th, overtime of Give STL Day. And it's the super duper power hour because there will be a $30,000 pool available during this super power hour, with additional contributions from our good pals at Neon. Shout out to my buddy Timbo if you're watching, up in upstate New York. Here's what we're gonna do. I do see the Metro East Literacy Project. Now they're looking like they're getting ready to go. You guys are still muted. I'm just gonna show you on screen here again so we can tell everyone that if you're watching, you're waiting to hear from the Metro East Literacy Project, you're in the right place. Don't go anywhere. And we are going to meet them in just a few minutes. Before we do that, I'm gonna play one more video for you guys from these 10-year visits that Greg and I did. 10-year organization visits. Feels like it was 10 years ago now. It's just Tuesday. So I am going to play a video from, which one do I want to play? I shouldn't figure this out. Let's play 10th Life Cat Rescue. And then when this video is over, we'll be live again. Well, you know what, that video is a little too long. We're gonna play Craft Alliance, and then we'll get ready to kick off that 9 a.m. power hour. So check out this conversation that Greg had with the folks from Craft Alliance, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere, you're in the right place. Give STL Day Live.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Greg Anthony, and today we are at Craft Alliance, and I'm interviewing Lowell and Grant. Thank you for having us today.
That's good. Thanks for having me here again.
Definitely. So I wanted to ask you, could you tell us a little bit about Craft Alliance and how the organization has grown in St. Louis?
Well, Craft Alliance is a 60-year institution. It's been around for a long time. It started with a dedicated group of artists and slowly grew. We essentially had a house-sized location over down the street on Delmar, about 2 miles away from here. And we just recently moved to our new building 2 years ago now. So we're pretty excited about celebrating our birthday pretty soon next, in the fall.
You would hop into the green room and tell people what we're doing, but
we have wider, bigger studios, and we have a giant space now as well as a shop.
Definitely, all good stuff. Could you tell us exactly what Craft Alliance does in the community and what kind of services are offered through the organization?
Sure. Craft Alliance in the community offers a bunch of free or low-cost education and craft skills and experience. We have a lot of different programs that partner with, for example, St. Louis Public Schools and the Juvenile Detention Center. But one of our big things is called Crafting a Future, where we take about 30 young artists, their ages 13 to 18 or so, and we teach them craft skills over the course of essentially a full school year. They end up having an exhibition over in our main gallery. They can take classes with us. It's a good professional development exercise for them for about 4 years.
Cool, Grant, so I wanted to turn it over to you. What can you tell us about Craft Alliance and its impact on the community?
Yeah, Craft Alliance is an arts educational center that focuses on educating and inspiring the community through contemporary craft. Craft is making things with your hand, essentially. You are making objects to use to tell stories, and so we offer classes in ceramics, fibers, metals, printmaking, paper arts, glass, blacksmithing, that a huge swath of the population in St. Louis can take part of. We offer classes for younger students, adults, school programs, and it's really all educating the community through contemporary craft.
So I wanted to ask you, I'm aware that you are a 10-year organization for the Give STL Day. Why did you choose to work with St. Louis Community Foundation for those 10 years?
I think that really harkens back to the ability to give back to the community. Give STL Day has done a lot of hard work to make this network of people that are giving, and we are proud to be part of that community.
We are trying our best to bring craft to all people in St. Louis, and those programs and possibilities and experiences for youth, adults, families is not possible if we're not connecting with the community for donors, and we really appreciate all the help that you do to make those possibilities happen.
What is the impact of a $50 donation during Give STL Day this year?
That's actually big. The impact of a $50 donation is, for one of my programs, it's art materials for that student for the entire year. In some of our cases, it is funding for different parts of our mural, either it going up or just plain old the materials and ability to create that. It goes towards hiring more regional teachers that are passionate about the arts and passionate about giving back. That $50 stretches a long way, actually. To all of our donors that choose to give back to St. Louis's art community and create more young artists, and especially a safe place for them to really experiment and learn who they are before they get to go to their post-secondary. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you guys in our galleries. We hope to just see you in our studios.
Thank you, St. Louis! Welcome back to Give STL Day Live. My name is Chris Strub, the Giving Day guy. Check that out. Emily, look at the screen. Look at how cool that looks. I mean, we have, Emily says that is so cool. Can you guys still hear me? Matthew, you can hear me? Thumbs up out there? All right, fantastic. It is 9 a.m. here in St. Louis. And you know what that means? This is hour number 34. I'm actually going to unmute everybody and let everybody see if they have anything to add here. So you're all unmuted now if you're unmuted on that end. This is it. This is the grand finale of Give STL Day live right here from St. Louis. We have 4 wonderful nonprofit organizations lined up. We might have a couple more jumping in momentarily as well as we track them down. And we have raised just shy of $3.3 million so far. Everybody's smiling, saying wow, we love it. Yes, we are saying wow also.
Wow. That's amazing. I saw the billboard.
It's pretty, you saw the billboard, right? We got billboards up with the ticker. That's awesome. I haven't seen the billboard because Emily has me locked in a room for 3 days straight. I'm just kidding. But it is such a special day in St. Louis and around the St. Louis region. We also have Nikki Martinez is going to be joining us in just a moment to help us wrap things up. We've got more special guests from the St. Louis Community Foundation coming on in. But first, I want to tell you at home, if you're watching, this is our supercharged power hour, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I'm going to guess that all the nonprofits here are going to nod along with me that this is when it is absolutely best for you to make your donations to these wonderful folks that you are seeing. There's the list of the power hours. All you need to know, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on May 11th. And your donations can go further to all of these participating organizations and any of the over 1,100 participants in Give STL Day. I'm going to play a quick video from my pal Emily. She's going to explain exactly how these power hours work.
Hi everybody, this is Emily Bauman from the St. Louis Community Foundation. Let's take a look at our upcoming power hours. So during these hours throughout the giving period, we have a $20,000 prize pool that's up for grabs. Every donation made during a power hour, which are generously provided by our sponsors, is uplifted by that $20,000 prize pool. So if you want to make your dollar go further, donate during the hours you see on your screen now.
That's right, you heard it here. GiveSTLday.org. This is hour number 34. This is overtime. This is extra innings. This is, insert your favorite sports metaphor here, although I'm told not to talk about how the Cubs destroyed the Cardinals last night. I am a Chicago Cubs fan. We have 4 really great nonprofit organizations here in the room to speak to, and I am going to start our conversation here, and we are going to unmute Linda Mitchell, the Executive Director of the Metro East Literacy Project. And
hi, Chris.
Good morning, good morning. Let's get you big there on the screen. There you are. Thanks so much for being here, Linda. Happy Give STL Day.
Yes.
And Linda,
thank you for having me.
Quickly tell us all about your organization and what's so special about the Metro East Literacy Project.
What's special about it is that we go to communities where that are book deserts, and we find families and give them a bag of 25 books, and these books are for adults and children. I am so concerned about kids not being able to read and adults, in fact, not being able to read proficiently. So I believe that it's important to start at home with giving families access to books. And I emphasize families because I do mean adults need to have their books and children need to have their books. And it's very important for the adult to model the reading.
Let's take a look at the video that you sent over to me to tell a little more about the group.
Oh, wonderful.
So what are we seeing here?
Yes, that's a book distribution for families, and they are so excited to get their bag of books. I feel like I'm giving them a bag of gold. They're digging in and going through the books and enjoying what they're seeing. And you also saw a picture of me tutoring a young man. That's what we also do, help struggling readers and help children read. And this is what a dream, coming up with our mascot, developing our mascot, Paige and Turner. And you'll be seeing that mascot at community events. And so we are raising money for that. So excited.
You're going to have Paige and Turner all around, like, that's
all
pretty special.
Around.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, it's unique. We're just going to be right up there with the Cardinal mascot, all these mascots. Now we're going to have one on the east side.
Reading is so fundamental to everything that we do as adults. We don't think about it in our day-to-day lives, but without those fundamental skills, that's so important to any vocation that you get into as you're growing up.
Right. And I'm going to show you, Chris, where the magic happens.
All right, let's take a walk. I love this.
Well, we're in our storage unit here, and people have donated all these wonderful books. We have nonfiction books, fiction books, children's books. We have coffee table books, which are so exciting to have. And we have volunteers who come in here and put labels and stickers on the books. And I'm just so excited when I'm able to give families a bag of books. Look at this wonderful coffee table book that a family's going to get. I love it.
It's like a bag of gold, you said.
It's a bag of gold. And it's really important to me because, as you said, reading is fundamental. They said their data shows that 25 million children in the U.S. cannot read proficiently. 67% of fourth graders don't read at a proficient level. And 2/3 of children experiencing poverty have no books to call their own. So this is why we do what we do. And I'm excited to be able to go out into the community and give these bags of books. And I meet some wonderful volunteers. We have people who help us, who donate books, and again, who put our label on the books. It's just really a wonderful community effort.
Linda, how does it feel to be part of Give STL Day today?
Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm noticing that I'm getting donations from people I don't even know. And that's really exciting because it says that we're reaching out and people are concerned about literacy. Literacy is fundamental. Reading is fundamental. And people are catching that. So I'm really excited that Give STL Day happens at St. Louis Community Foundation, gives us this opportunity to support nonprofits all over St. Louis. And I'm just blessed to be part of it.
Thank you so much for your kind words. The team from the foundation is here in the room. They can't hear what you're saying, but Linda Mitchell has so many kind words to say.
Emily, Elizabeth, Nikki, I love those people.
She's saying Elizabeth, Emily, Nikki, here, come on, come say. Everybody come say hi.
Yeah, bring Nikki.
There's Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
We love Linda too, and
Emily.
Metro East Literacy Project. They do such amazing work. So.
You are the best.
Thank you so much, Linda. We really appreciate it, and it was wonderful to meet you. We'll be back in 60
Thank
seconds.
you, Chris. It's my pleasure.
The pleasure was all ours, guys. We'll be back in 60 seconds with Dreamflight Theatrical Gymnastics. So, Matthew, you're up in the hot seat next. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Is it done?
Which one?
Hello, I've taken
Hello.
over. Hi,
I can
Greg.
see that. You don't look like the same person.
No, I am a new host. My name is Nikki Martinez. I'm the Community Investment Officer here at the St. Louis Community Foundation. Good morning. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I
Hopefully,
always-
it's not too loud in here. There's some
No,
construction
I-
happening nearby.
I do not hear any background noise on my end. It's really nice to meet you.
Okay.
I always say about Gives Day that we hang out with our old friends, but we meet new friends, and you're a new friend for me. So could you talk to me a little bit about what your organization does, what your mission is, and tell our audience?
Yeah, our mission is basically where athleticism meets the arts. We basically want gymnastics to be the core kind of fundamental thing holding together both all the things of gymnastics, art, music, theater, so acting, special needs, and all of that kind of stuff, kind of all together as one interdisciplinary object to really let kids and adults wrap their heads around and get a hold of and be able to participate in. And because we're a nonprofit, we're also affordable, and gymnastics is one of those things that just isn't really affordable usually for a lot of people. And one of the reasons I started the company was because I don't believe any parent should have to tell a kid, sorry, you can't do gymnastics because it's too expensive. But this presentation was going to be a little bit different, except for a couple things that have happened this week. Unfortunately, we only started back in September, and the people that we are renting our space from, where our current gym is, you can see the bars behind me and the coat of arms, some of the bars at least, our space is kind of getting ripped out from under us, and we now have to be gone by the end of the week. And we don't actually have anywhere to go. So we're of course asking for donations, which was the original plan, but we're also wanting to reach out to see if anybody out there, has a warehouse space that we possibly could rent temporarily or long term, just to allow our facility to stay open. Our acting classes will always be able to stay open because we can kind of host those anywhere, but the gymnastics itself, these girls have worked so hard to get all of the skills that they have since September. And if they take a couple months off, it's all going to go away. And all that hard work, all that hope, all that happiness is just going to be torn away from them. And it was all just due to the people we were renting from said a bunch of stuff that wasn't true, made us believe a bunch of stuff that wasn't true, and now we don't really have a recourse for it.
Wow, I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm glad we had this conversation today, because I always, when I have these conversations with nonprofits regularly, this is part of my role at the Community Foundation, something we always talk about is we may not always be the answer as far as solving that problem, but we're always happy to use our audience and the people that we know to spread the word about the needs of all of the nonprofits in the community, especially those that are new and fledgling like yourself and just trying to make your way. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean, and we, the whole thing, it all kind of started as wanting to have a different philosophy than every other gymnastics academy, because most of the gymnastics academies, especially in St. Louis, are still running on this kind of very old school gymnastics philosophy of you have to look like this, you have to be like this, and it's very robotic, and it's very it's all oriented to, if you're not good enough, you're on this side of the program, and if you are good enough, you're on this side of the program. And we truly believe that it doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, what you believe in, whatever. If you have the passion, if you have the dedication to do gymnastics, you should be given that opportunity. And it's all about that work ethic and instilling that work ethic in kids and adults, because we have adult classes, and adults will come in and they'll be like, oh no, I can't do anything, I'm an adult, I'm old, I'm whatever. And I'm like, hey, you're not dead, so you can do gymnastics, even if it's just a forward roll. And adults are always surprised at just how much they can do when given something more than just like, some weights, being able to bounce on a trampoline when you're 50 years old, and being able to play on mats and walk on a beam and hang on a bar when you're, in college, or you're an ex-cheerleader and you want to keep going, but you don't have any place to do it. They don't have that opportunity anywhere else, because Gymnastics Academy's old school philosophy is basically once you hit 13, it's over. So we like to extend that to explore a lot more.
And we certainly love that message of equity here at the St. Louis Community Foundation. That's so important to us as well. How can you just really quickly give us your website or Facebook? And
yeah, it's theatricalgymnastics.org is our website. Again, theatricalgymnastics.org. And all of our social media tags are just Dreamflight and then TGA standing for Theatrical Gymnastics Academy. So Dreamflight TGA. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook, and I let one of our kids start a TikTok for us. So, that's there too, technically.
Well, thank you so much for being here today, and we wish you lots of luck in finding that new space. And today,
absolutely.
in your last hour of giving. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
The St. Louis Community Foundation would like to thank the sponsors that make Give STL Day possible. Give STL Day is powered by the St. Louis Community Foundation, presented by the Burgess Family Foundation. Our gateway sponsor is Purina. Our community sponsors are Cardinals Care, KMOB, Five on Your Side, the St. Louis Business Journal, and the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Our friends of Give STL Day are Clean, More Computing, and St. Louis Magazine. Our prize sponsors are the Association of Fundraising Professionals, St. Louis Chapter, Hemline Care, Church Productions, Clifton Larson Allen, Boss Swim School, Incarnate Word Foundation, Nonprofit Marketers Network St. Louis, Splice, and SSM Health. Our decor partner is Balloon Theory. Hi everybody, this is Emily Bauman from the St. Louis Community Foundation. Let's take a look at our upcoming Power Hours. So during these hours, throughout the giving period, we have a $20,000 prize pool that's up for grabs. Every donation made during a power hour, which are generously provided by our sponsors, is uplifted by that $20,000 prize pool. So if you want to make your dollar go further, donate during the hours you see on your screen now.
Okay, Latasha, we're coming to you next. See us there, so you can slide a little bit more towards me. Oh, wait, you don't have a headset in.
Oh, that's okay. I don't have to stay on.
Oh, I want you to stay on.
Okay.
Here you go. It is Give STL Day live. We are just reconfiguring here. Oh, where did she go? I'm sorry here. What do I got going on? Hold on. There we are. That's right. Nope. Matthew, sorry about that. Latasha, you're up. We are reconfiguring. We're making magic happen as we cross $3.54 million. I need to grab an extra headset. Forgot to do that. So Nikki and Latasha, take it away.
Good morning, Latasha. What a pleasant morning to say hi to you, an old friend of the Community Foundation.
Yes, good morning.
And my community
How are
investment
you?
team. I'm well. How are you doing?
Good. I'm excited to be here. I get to share an update with you. We haven't connected for a little bit, so and share it with the community. It's a great morning to be a part of the St. Louis community.
Yes, great morning for old friends, for sure. So tell us a little bit about the Core Collective at St. Vincent, because I'm very familiar with your work, but maybe our audience would like to know more.
Yeah, thank you. So formerly, we were known as St. Vincent Home for Children. Our organization has existed in the St. Louis region for over 170 years. Most recently, we gathered with our community partners, our board members, and people that we serve, and we wanted to reimagine the possibilities of how we can better be of service to our community. In doing so, we have rebranded as the Core Collective at St. Vincent. Our new vision is that we are a thriving community of partners that is invested in the transformational power of youth. At the Core Collective, we are on a mission to make sure that well-being becomes the standard for our region. We improve healthcare for families, advance socioeconomic equity, and we activate conscious leaders. And we do this in so many ways, Nikki. Historically, we have really been an organization that transforms all the time to make sure that we are meeting the needs of the community. Today, we have an emergency shelter program that can allow youth to come stay with us for up to 30 days. Really is kind of some crisis intervention. It gives a brief moment for families to really work on some things. We provide wraparound services to the children while they're here in our care, and even connect with their families for family counseling and other supportive services that they may need. Another program that I really want to take the time to highlight is our transitional living program. This is a program that we have been working on expanding, and we are now taking it to a program that allows youth ages 16 to 22 to stay with us for a period of 18 months or longer. And during this time when they're with us, they get intensive wraparound services such as mental health services, anything for behavioral health, physical health, and also it really gives them a longer period of time to really work on completing education, working on literacy, graduating from high school, or even going to college. Most recently, I really am excited to share with you all that we got to experience one of our youth in our transitional living program running up and down the hallway, screaming in excitement because he received this amazing package and acceptance letter from UMSL. We are really working at an organization and partnering with community partners and really seeing the impact and transformation happening for our youth with us being able to offer more long-term services. So, you'll also see us in the community in many ways, Nikki. We'll drive around. We have a street outreach program and a drop-in center that's open from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's really meant to be a resource for parents and families. That time when children get off of school and when their parents get off work, it's a free space for the kids to come to. And we're really seeing upwards sometimes of 60, 70 kids coming to our drop-in center for recreation and behavioral health services. And most importantly, they can get connected to other resources while they're here. The name of our game is about connecting with partners, collective impact, and making sure that everyone knows that it really takes all of us in this region to meet one another's needs.
Wow, you really are being that village for these kids. That's amazing.
Thank you so much.
And you're such a great example of how nonprofits need to evolve and pivot and change the needs that they meet of their population over time, and that takes money. So can you talk a little bit about today, like what Gives Day has meant to you and how these funds might be used by the Core Collective?
Absolutely. So the Core Collective, or St. Vincent Home for Children, has been partnering with Give STL Day for 10 years now, as long as you all have been existing for the region. And so we're so excited to be here and be a part of this today. Not only does it allow us to hear all of the highlights of the amazing work being done by our partner organizations in the community, but it also is an opportunity for a kind of a one-stop shop for our neighbors to tune in and listen to all the available resources that we have in our region. We really are a well-equipped community that's consistently working together to move the needle. I think Give STL Days has really allowed us to raise funds that we need for much-needed resources for our children. A good example is just $10 allows us to buy hygiene items for youth. For $50, we can really work on getting them transported to school, to college, or that first place of employment as they really work on building careers in our community. There's so many things that happen for us, and Give STL really is a platform for us to connect with our neighbors and community and share some of the resources that we have available.
Wow, thank you. And same, you're a wonderful partner as well, and we're so lucky to have you here in our region. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for everything that you do and for giving us the opportunity to share our mission with you.
Absolutely, and we'll talk soon. It's always great to see you.
Absolutely. Have a great day, everyone.
You too.
Latasha, it's been our pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for coming on with us here. Nikki, we are in the final 36 minutes of Give STL Day 2023. Lots of great energy here at the foundation. Yesterday at Union Station, Greg and I got to travel all around St. Louis on Tuesday, and we could feel it everywhere we went. It's Give STL Day season, and this day really becomes a moment in the great and rich history of this city. I don't want to overstate things, but it's true. I mean, look at what we're raising here. I mean, $3.56 million from over 25,000 donations, supporting 1,048 and counting nonprofits. I would call that historic.
Absolutely. We have more nonprofits participating than ever, and it is just wonderful. And it's great. It's great for me. I talk to nonprofits all day, every day as part of my role here at the Community Foundation. And even I meet new friends on Gives Day, and I love it. I met new friends yesterday. I gave to a few new friends yesterday, and I'm hoping to get in under the wire to give to a few new friends before that 10 o'clock hour.
And we are really grateful again for your help, of course, but even more importantly to our nonprofits. I see Matthew is still here from Dreamflight. Thank you, Matthew. We want to wish you the very best of luck and just really appreciate you taking the time to be here today.
Thanks.
And yeah, it's so wonderful and inspiring to hear your story, and we can't wait to support your organization. Latasha as well, thank you so much for taking some time this morning. And now we're going to ask Lauren Ross to jump back in. We can see the sculptures, but I can't see Lauren. Are you there, Lauren?
I love that you matched the sculptures this morning, Lauren.
There's Lauren.
I
Lauren
know,
was over
I've
by
got
the
my
phone.
t-shirt on.
Lauren was listening, I'm sure, to what we were saying and waiting for her cue. And this is it, Lauren. So you're going to be, it looks like, maybe the last nonprofit that we get to speak to during Give STL Day. So No pressure, but we'd love to hear more about your story and the incredible sculptures that we see behind you.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for allowing Laumeier to participate in this. And I don't know, maybe we could say you saved the best for last.
100%.
But it's really an honor to be a part of this day and also to be included among all of these very wonderful and important and worthy nonprofits in St. Louis. Laumeier Sculpture Park is, this year we are dedicating Give STL Day to raise funds to conserve the Way, which is the sculpture by Alexander Lieberman that you can see behind me and see on my shirt. If you have lived in St. Louis most of your life, hopefully you've been to Laumeier at some point. And if you have visited the park, then surely you remember the Way. It is our largest sculpture, and you can't miss it. It's absolutely memorable. And this piece is really a cultural gem. It's one of the jewels of our collection. And it's an icon not just for Laumeier, but really for the entire region. This piece has been here since 1980. It was actually completed by the artist on site in 1980 and has been here ever since. And as you can imagine, when something sits outdoors for 43 years and is exposed to the full range of weather and all of the elements that exist, eventually it needs conservation. And so this was a project that we had actually hoped to undertake in 2020 for the 40th anniversary of the piece. But as you can imagine, the pandemic changed so many of our plans. And so we are undertaking this work now. We feel it's overdue, but we're really excited about it. I think what, a lot of people may not realize, they know Laumeier is a sculpture park. We are both a park and a museum. And as a collecting institution, we are stewards of the artwork that we own, and it's part of our responsibility and our mission to care for them, to keep them in good condition so that all of our visitors and generations of visitors to come can see the work in its best condition. It's the way to honor the legacy of the artist who is no longer alive, but a really significant artist in American art history.
That's amazing. Yes, Laumeier is certainly a gem in St. Louis, and I have experienced that sculpture as a child and in my adulthood, and it's just one of those staples if you've been a resident of St. Louis for a very long time.
I was whispering to Nikki while you were talking, have you been there? And she's like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. It sounds like everyone around here has been here, so.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, the park is actually coming up on its 50th anniversary. So we have, multi-generations of families who have visited, and we hear from people all the time that they came as a child and now they bring their own children or grandchildren. And again, if you've been, certainly you remember seeing the Way because it's hard to forget. I'd like to talk just a little bit more about the actual work that we're undertaking because I just wanted to be clear that this is really an extensive, it's the most extensive conservation work that this piece has ever had in its existence. So we've already completed the first phase of the work, which is working with local engineers to assess it and assess its structural integrity. Thankfully, the piece is structurally stable, but it's complicated because there's so many points of connection. All of the hardware, some of which is internal to the sculpture and even underground, needs to be inspected to make sure to check on its condition. And that phase is complete. We know exactly what we're working with here. The second phase, which will start very soon, later this month, involves having to cut away and remove some areas of metal in the sculpture that are corroded after 43 years of being exposed to rain and snow. So there are sections of metal that need to be removed, refabricated, and then replaced again. The concrete base that the sculpture sits on has some cracking and chipping, which also has the potential to allow water to seep in. And so all of that concrete needs to be repaired and infilled. All of the paint, the layers of paint that exist on there will be removed. They'll be blasted off. And then a new coating of paint needs to be put on there. And as you can imagine, this is very different than painting the outside of your house. It's a very special type of coating that needs to go on there. It's paint that's designed for metal. It's used for things like the hulls of ships. And so it's a complicated process that involves many layers of color and top coating. And all of this work that I mentioned needs to happen here on site. This sculpture weighs 55 tons, and so it cannot be moved off site for work. All of that needs to happen here, which means it just adds to the complexity of the work for our team of contractors to be working on site outdoors. So we have this window, this seasonal window to get the work done, and we're excited to jump in and have it finished before the end of the year.
And it's obviously complicated work. You must have really skilled people on hand to accomplish that, tradesmen and engineers. I mean, people don't think about all that goes into keeping Laumeier running every day.
That's right. And I think many of our visitors don't realize how involved it is to care for all of the sculptures here. We are known for our approximately 70 outdoor sculptures. And I say approximately because they do change. Many of those pieces are collection pieces, like the way, but we have others that are temporary and they come and go. But it's part of our responsibility to care for all of them. And it is intensive, it's labor intensive, it's technical, we have to be precise. And frankly, it's also expensive. So we are anticipating that the project costs for renovating the way are around $335,000. So that's a hefty price tag that really it comes on top of the $2 million plus that we need to raise every year just to operate, just to keep the park open, keep it in great condition, run of all of our educational programs, keep our staff running, and festivals. You may know, actually, you might see some activity behind me, but we're getting ready to open our annual Mother's Day weekend art fair tomorrow. So the staff is very, very busy preparing for that. But a really big conservation project like this is a lot of additional money to have to raise on top of our normal operating budget.
It's so important to keep it generations to come.
And Lauren, there's no better day for those funds to be coming in than today, the 10th annual Give STL Day. We greatly appreciate your participation in Give STL Day. And of course, for you taking some time. I have not been to the park yet, but now I feel like I've been there. Nikki and I actually have a giant TV screen here too. So if you saw us looking this way, we're like admiring the magnitude of these sculptures behind you. And here I was complaining about dragging my old suitcase around, and you guys are moving around 50 tons of equipment. So
it is massive, and I would say this weekend is a great time to visit. And I'll add, because I know that we're in the final minutes of Give STL Day giving, that this campaign will be continuing past today, and there will be a lot of opportunities, a lot of ways to give to support this project on our website as well as here at the park.
Thank you so much.
Lauren Ross, you're fantastic.
Thank you.
We did save the best for last. That was terrific. Thank you so much, Lauren.
Have a wonderful day.
We will be back in 60 seconds to help you wrap up your Give STL Day experience. Nikki, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Nikki, there are just 24 minutes remaining here. Crank down the music just a little bit, but we got to keep those vibes high here. 9:36. It's very different with the headset in, isn't it? Like if you're sitting over at the other table, like Josina's over there, it's just a quiet room, like we're watching the stream. When you put the headset in and you can actually hear, especially the inspiring words of all the different nonprofits, it's quite an experience. We've been very, very blessed over the last 34 hours to meet so many different nonprofit organizations, and I want to really greatly thank you for all of your help on this day. Like you mentioned, why don't you tell us quickly sort of your role here with the foundation? You mentioned these conversations are an important part of the work that you do.
Sure. I'm part of the community investment team, and our role is to be the eyes and ears of the foundation, and we're out in the community doing site visits, having conversations with nonprofits, keeping our finger on the pulse of what's happening in St. Louis through boards and various committees and networking. And in fact, this afternoon I have a lunch with some other funding friends at one of our sponsors, the Incarnate Word Foundation. They're hosting us today. So yeah, we're out there every day partnering with other funders and community members to get support for our nonprofits. And it's, some days don't even feel like work. And the last 2 days have not felt like work at all. So I love my job.
Every year we have new nonprofits come in and be part of Give STL Day. So my question for you now, Nikki, is to speak directly to a nonprofit that might be considering signing up for Give STL Day 2024, which of course Emily is already on her laptop over there planning, getting things started. She's got InDesign open, starting to redraw the logos and everything. But year 11, I'm sure we'll have big goals to try and recruit some new nonprofits. What's the pitch to a nonprofit that has seen some of what we're doing today and says, man, that looks like fun?
I'm so glad you asked that, because we plug Give STL Day all year, 12 months a year, to the nonprofits that we talk to. And we love it because we see nonprofits, really small nonprofits, that raise all of their capital in one day. And I think it's especially important for smaller nonprofits that don't have that capacity to write grants. We hear that every day. I want to write a grant, I want to get a grant, but that might not be where that nonprofit is, and that's okay. Writing a grant and managing that grant and reporting on it, that's a lot of work, and it requires professionals to do that work, you know, through the entire cycle of that grant. And Give STL Day is just a lot of fun. It can be a day where you can put all of your energy into this, and it really can be as beneficial to your organization as a grant could be. So we plug this every single day, and there's a couple of those organizations that we have encouraged to put more energy into Give STL Day, because it really is what is giving that return on investment for them.
We see that incredibly impressive total there rolling on the screen. We got several screens in front of us. Emily has given a happy fist bump from the other side of the room. $3,649,206. It's just a massive impact in this 34-hour period.
It's incredible, and I have to get off to do my last-minute giving as well.
Yes.
I was like, no, as long as I have a few minutes to do my last-minute gifts, I can stick around.
Well, we are going to let Nikki go, and in doing so, we are going to wrangle on over the wonderful Emily Bauman. So before you go, what would you say about the work that Emily has done in sort of leading her first Give STL Day?
Oh my gosh, Emily is incredible. Emily is a team of Emilys in our office that we are so lucky to have. There's 3 of them in 3 different departments, and Emily is she is our guiding light for communications and marketing all year round, not just Give STL Day, but all year round. But Give STL Day, she has been so poised and handled everything with so much grace and so organized and just so happy. I mean, honestly, she's a gem. Like, Emily is a wonderful person to have in our office, and I'm so excited to work with her every day.
It's a great team here at the St. Louis Community Foundation. Nikki, you've got a lot of gifts to go distribute and make here in the final power hour. We are watching those minutes tick down. Thank you so much for your time. We'll let you go.
This has been awesome.
And yeah, hopefully you guys at home have enjoyed joining us, and you can pop the headset off, and I will take it from here. It's Chris Jumpy Giving Day guy here with just about 19 minutes remaining. Now, we don't want you to keep an exact close eye on that clock as you're watching this live stream, because there is a bit of a delay sending video. Which mic is me? This mic is me? It's okay, we'll just leave them both going. There's a little bit of a delay on the stream, so don't, when we count things down and stuff, make sure you get your gifts in before that you see us starting to count things down. But without further ado, come on. She's bringing her laptop with her, which just shows you how much work Emily is still continuing to do. Emily Bauman is here. She's gonna put that little microphone on. And Emily, let's talk a little bit about the collective impact that Give STL Day has been able to make in the last 34 hours and in the last 10 years.
You see what I have up here on my screen, don't you? Is a little bit of the history of the Giving Day. Well, I'm so excited to see that ticker, flying upwards there. It's incredible that we've already hit $3.6 million raised for a record number of our region's nonprofits. You can see over 25,000 donations to more than 1,000 organizations. But we've still got, let's see, my screen is showing that we have 18 minutes left in that final $30,000 power hour that's so generously sponsored by the Burgess Family Foundation with an extra boost from our friends at Neon One. So now is the time to get out there and give to support those organizations that you love if you haven't had the opportunity yet, or if you're feeling like you might want to make a second gift during this power hour, of course you are more than welcome to do so. But what's really incredible, Chris, is that with this $3.6 million, that brings our total for 10 years to almost $30 million, which is just an incredible number. I've got some info up on my screen here from previous years. When the Giving Day first started in 2014, we had about 500 organizations participate, and we raised just over $1 million. So it's incredible to see that we have twice as many organizations and that we're looking at a total that's 3 and 4 times higher than when we started 10 years ago.
It's remarkable. It's historic. It is overtime here.
It is.
You're
Give
getting
STL Day.
every last word from us. We saw your colleague Elizabeth George was here with us. Stopped by this morning, and she's like, "Well, it's a lot of wonderful, wonderful words that we've been sharing with you." We hope that you guys have enjoyed this live stream sort of experiment. Re-experiment here. I'm back for my 3rd year working with the St. Louis Community Foundation. And my job, I would say very similar to what Nikki was saying, which is to get out into the community and to meet some of those nonprofits where they are, and then just to provide a stage as much as possible. Yesterday, literally, and today a little more figuratively, to all of these great nonprofits that we've had a chance to meet. It is so unbelievably refreshing to the soul to hear from these individuals. I also got a lot of puppy kisses in the last 3 days.
Finding dogs everywhere you go.
Wherever there is a dog to be adopted or to be taught or to be found around St. Louis, it seems they have found their way to me. So I can't say thank you enough. Well, first to you, and we went through this last night.
We did.
But also to all the nonprofits that took so much of their time this week. We did an orientation a couple weeks ago. You guys are watching the pre-videos about how to be a great virtual guest, and we had so many groups come in with their signs and their props, and we had you on Plant Cam last night, and
Cam, Puppy Cam, Horse Cam, Bookmobile Cam.
Yeah.
Running around.
Bookmobile Cam. That's what, to me, it's not just what Give STL Day is about. To me, this day is really what the St. Louis community is about.
Absolutely. It's just so incredibly inspiring to see how there's an organization to fit every need. There's a person who saw a gap somewhere and thought, that's what I'm gonna do. We have over 1,100 organizations participating today, representing mission categories from arts and culture to human services, community development, and social justice. And it's just so inspiring to be the person who's kind of, behind the scenes, watching those registrations come through, getting to know your organizations, over the past few months. And it truly is what makes St. Louis such a wonderful place to live.
It's been such a special contrast to see, I think, across generations over these last couple of days too. We had the team from Oasis International come join us yesterday. You do not want to miss that conversation. You want to go back and rewatch that.
They brought the whole family.
Facebook Live. I think you're even going to want to go back and rewatch it. You were there with us, and you'll still go back and rewatch that one. Bringing in that and a refugee from Afghanistan, who we spoke to as well yesterday. Hearing from leaders at different nonprofits who started by calling up or just walking into their nonprofit because they needed those services.
Yes.
And now they are in leadership positions at these organizations.
And sometimes now their other family members or their children, their children's children are now also involved with those organizations. Was it Cornerstone Center for Early Living?
That's right.
Yesterday, where the individual you spoke to, their child was now at the school that they went to. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Multi-generational impact.
Multi-generational impact. We can't say thank you enough to everyone who has spent some time watching. Do me a favor, if you're watching right now, maybe you've been watching quietly, leave a comment, let us know that you are here along with us. We've got about 13 minutes to go.
Let's say if we can get to 15 hearts on this video, you'll throw your Cubs hat in the lake.
Go toss it off the arch. Go back and bring it back to the.
And he's really afraid of heights, so that's a really kind offer
to the fire show. The Cubs hat is carefully packed and ready to go. On my way back over to Lambert, it's. I might ditch the Cubs hat, but we'll never be a Cardinal.
Come on, Cardinals Care is one of our sponsors. I didn't tell him to bring the Cubs hat.
Cardinals Care. Hey, congrats on Wilson Contreras. I am heartbroken as a Cubs fan, but I think there are definitely some Cardinals-related nonprofits that are participating today as well, which has been cool to see.
Absolutely. Is there a highlight for you over the past few days? Obviously, you've been doing a lot of running around, all these interviews that you've been pre-recording, getting all your incredible gear set up, broken down, move somewhere else, set it up again.
I'm glad you pivoted this question back to me because I know that you have highlights. However, in your position, you'll say, oh, I have to be diplomatic. Everyone's my favorite. Like, Emily's not allowed to answer those questions on a stream, but I am. I think we had a fantastic time going to meet all the nonprofits where they are around the St. Louis area on Tuesday. All of those groups were really special. I wish I could play, maybe I'll play it again as the stream ends. That song that Ariel played for us from the Angel.
And just in case anybody who's watching, I can see it. He's tearing up right now.
You had a box of Kleenex for all the guests.
There was a box of tissues, but in case anybody missed it, Chris and our communications intern, Greg Ampadu, went to 10 of our 10-year participants on Tuesday and recorded interviews live on location, which were then played throughout our stream yesterday and this morning.
And they're all available on my YouTube channel now if you want to check that out.
Yep, the link is on the Community Foundation's Facebook page.
You're familiar with the Angel Band Project?
Yes. But I've never been there. I've never had anybody serenade me.
Serenade is a strong word. So most of the work that the Angel Band Project does is actually around the community. So they don't have it's not a big expansive space, but it was more of an intimate setting in this small room. There was natural light, and Ariel played this song that a lot of the survivors have played and sung and learned. It was really special.
It was really beautiful
to hear that performance.
Yeah.
And we're so grateful to have been able to share that with you. I mean, I know you're also a former employee. Let me know if I got that wrong. Of the Missouri Botanical Garden.
Yes, I was.
But that place is stunning. Like when you walk into that venue, like it is unbelievable. Just the energy that you feel. And we were speaking to Cindy?
Glenda.
Glenda. I'm sure we spoke to a Cindy at some point.
I'm sure you did.
Glenda, you were wonderful. And just a really cool space with those art exhibits. I was going to wear my brand new 10th Life Cat Rescue t-shirt, which is in my suitcase now. But if you follow me on social media at Chris Jubb, I will absolutely be wearing the 10th Life shirt that I got at 10th Life. You're also familiar, of course, with 10th Life and their mission of, talk a little more. What exactly do they do, Emily?
My impression of it, and 10th Life, if you're watching, I apologize if I get this wrong in any way, but is that they rescue and rehabilitate cats that have either some sort of something going on, whether that's a physical issue, maybe a behavioral issue, but they have that amazing cat cafe where you can come and hang out with the kittens right there in their office.
We met a cat with a feeding tube.
Oh, yeah.
Which was just a cat with a feeding tube. You have to go back and rewatch all these videos, guys. You know, even though you only have about 8 minutes to go here during the 10th annual Give STL Day Live. I'm overwhelmed by the enormity of the. No, really, I am. You can zoom in on me if you have to, but it's just.
See the tear coming down. Well, while he's trying to figure out what to say, I will say thank you, Chris, and encourage everybody here to follow you on all your platforms. Chris does giving days across the country in support of community foundations and nonprofits.
Including 2 last week.
How many states?
I've done days in 10 different states.
So you had 2 giving days last week, you have us this week, and next week you have somebody else.
Couple weeks, Scranton, Pennsylvania, NEPA Gives team, Scranton Area Foundation.
So he really is the Giving Day guy. That's his brand, that's his soul. You embody that through and through. Your excitement shines through. I know that these organizations have loved talking to you.
I am constantly fueled by every one of these individuals we get to meet. We've done it 3 different ways here. It's funny, I had a call with Emily about 6 months ago. We
were planning.
I was like, here's some of the ideas. Here's how we could do this.
And I said,
Give
yes,
STL Day.
I will take one of each.
I was like, here's the menu of what we can do. She's like, let's do all
it's 10
of it.
years. We're gonna go big if we're gonna do it at all. And there is no doubt in my mind, and I'm sure for all the organizations that have participated, everybody who's had the pleasure of tuning into the live stream, that this has made such a difference in generating excitement for the day. And
Every moment, and I'm just going to show this as B-roll here real quick, but this was from Give STL Day 2020. Just how different it was. You can see me there in my apartment.
With your short hair.
Yeah, and my hashtag 314 hat on as well. You see we're talking to Stomp the World, another great nonprofit organization that's participating, but thank goodness we've been able to break free from this 100% virtual stuff. We had so much fun here yesterday at the extravaganza. What was it like interviewing a horse? Like that was.
Well, the horse had a lot to say. So as Chris was working in here to interview organizations yesterday, you know, my whole team was running around. I went outside on one of your iPhones to interview Equus Equestrian Rescue, who brought Doodles, the horse. They're an organization over in Illinois that rehabilitates horses and has a number of programs that they do with those horses, including their Warriors Heal project, which connects those horses with the veterans and they can heal together. But yes, Doodles the horse really enjoyed chomping down on some of our grass in front of our building here in Oak Knoll Park, so that was a lot of fun. And in case you missed it yesterday, KSDK's Show Me St. Louis was here to do a live broadcast from Oak Knoll. We have shared that on our Facebook page if you want to take a look. It's so much fun. We call it our nonprofit extravaganza. We had about 20 organizations here. Everybody was decked out in clothing and costumes that represented their organizations. We had 4 or 5 dogs. We had a horse, we had people with amazing signs, we had someone dressed up as a ladybug, and it was just such a fun day.
I'm not being rude here, Emily, I promise. What I'm actually doing is making my donations here on my phone because I have less than 5 minutes now.
You can make your donations on mobile.
You'll be able to see just how quick and easy this process is. So I swear I'm not ignoring you.
So easy.
But I am watching that clock tick down in this superpower hour.
He's doing it here. So yes, going to donate is super easy. You'll just go to givestlday.org. The logo is the URL. We've made it very easy for you. And if you have ever shopped for anything online, you'll be familiar with that cart checkout donation process. It's really as easy as that, folks. You're able to search for organizations based on zip code, based on mission category. You can even search just to look for those organizations that are celebrating 10 years with us today. Add that donation to your cart. Please consider giving generously in the last few minutes of the 10th annual Give STL Day. We have just hit $3,765,000, which is just astounding, amazing.
These are really hard decisions to make.
I know.
I wish I had,
too many organizations,
perhaps
to give to all of them. But like we always say, give to one you know, give to one you don't, and give to one that you'd like to know better, which is practically like Elizabeth's catchphrase at this point.
Going through all my notes here to make sure I don't miss
to see
anyone.
who you starred throughout the past couple days of Give STL
I always, it's a good bet that the organizations that I donate to will have been featured on these
Because you got to know
videos.
them.
Yeah, because I got to
you
meet
heard
everybody.
about their
And
missions, you connected.
And Emily, that's why we do what we do here, is for everyone who's watching to be able to meet these organizations too. We're taking Nikki's work and bringing it to you at home. That's the idea. That's the whole premise of what we're doing. Is we want your heartstrings to be tugged just as much as ours are as we're going along. You know, so we can't possibly say thank you enough.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you. And if you're thinking about making a donation right now, we've got just a few minutes in that last power hour. This is our largest power hour of Give STL Day and our final hour of giving. This hour, your donation will be amplified by a $30,000 prize pool that's going to be split evenly among all donations. So if you want to make your dollar go further, you've been thinking about Give STL Day but haven't made a gift, you've kind of been holding out, you've got just a few minutes left that site is going to be taking donations. And what you'll notice when you get to the cart page, based on the decisions that you've made and the donations that you've added to your cart, we are going to suggest just a few more organizations for you that we think that you might be interested in. So you can always add on a little bit of an extra gift as well. Maybe consider sending another $10 to another organization in celebration of 10 years with us on Give STL Day.
Okay, expiration date, there you go.
He's just about done here, folks. It's that easy.
We have another special guest here as well?
Him. Yes, we do. We are just about ready to invite Gary Dollar, Interim President and CEO of the St. Louis Community Foundation, on screen here as those final moments count down to give you a preliminary total and tell you just how excited we've been about the 10th Annual Give STL Day. Thank you so much to everybody who's joined us so far. You've probably got about 90 seconds left to make that gift. Chris, like I said, is just about done here, so you can still squeeze it in.
There you go. I understand and agree to the terms.
Terms and conditions, and loading, and through.
Ho! Donations processed.
And he made
Thank
it.
you. Thank you guys so much.
I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you, everybody. Gary Dollar will be with you up next.
All right, Gary. He's coming on up. This is my first time meeting Gary. Gary is getting a big round of applause. Come on in, Gary. Gary, it's so nice to meet you.
It's good to meet you.
Thank you so much for your great work. So Gary Dollar, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm the interim CEO here at the Community Foundation, and love the work of the foundation and excited to be here.
It must be so wonderful to have seen, and we have less than 60 seconds to go here, so we're going to squeeze this in quick, but your thoughts on the 10th Annual Give STL Day?
It's been amazing. This community has rallied to make a difference in nonprofits. Nonprofits, more than 1,100 of them, came together to say, hey, together as a community, we can do a lot and make things happen. They have been marvelous, as you have, in getting the word out and talking about the difference that individual can make, which is even a small gift, and really all of us together can make an incredible difference. So those nonprofits who are every day at work, living into their missions, living into their work to help people build a better life through the arts, help animals, all those things that they're doing to really make this community a community. So it's been great to have their participation. It's been wonderful.
We have so much more to say, Gary. I'm going to invite the team on over. Come on, Emily, come on, Josina. We're going to count down from 10. We're just going to do the countdown together with Gary. Here we go. We got about 10 seconds to go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa! All right. There you see the preliminary number above our heads. 3,779,000, it's harder to read numbers now. $3,779,833. Thank you to everyone at the Community Foundation. Thank you to the nonprofits. And we're going to play this video here real quick, Gary. You can throw the headphones on. You can listen as well. We put this together for you also. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, St. Louis. Thank you, St. Louis. Thank you, St. Louis.
Thank you, St. Louis.
Thank you, St. Louis. Thank you, Thank you, St. Louis. Thank you, St. Louis. Thank you, St. Louis.
So heartwarming to see and hear.
It's wonderful, yeah.
Some of those nonprofits.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's all about today, is that
Absolutely.
gratitude.
Absolutely.
We're about to blow up social media here with just hundreds and hundreds of thank you posts. And Gary, I want to thank you for inviting me back here to St. Louis. It's been a wonderful week here.
Thank you for doing this. You have been a great part of making this a success and getting the word out, highlighting those nonprofits and the incredible work they do. Thank you for doing this. I know it's a passion for you and it's a love and it's obvious, but it makes such a difference. So many people and our community is just better because of what you do.
Thank you so much. Now I want to give you a chance here. What does Give STL Day mean? How does this embody the St. Louis community? You know, people that are watching this from all around the country, even around the world. What does Give STL Day say about the St. Louis community?
This really does embody the St. Louis community because we're about community. St. Louis is a phenomenally generous community. It's one of those places that if you need help, you're going to find it. Someone is there to help. It's the kind of place where people see someone on the street who needs help, you drop a bag, whatever, someone's going to come and help you. That's just the kind of community we are. And this is the embodiment of that as we say, look, I don't know everybody in St. Louis who needs help in this region, but you know what? I want to give to help them anyway. And so whether they're a stranger to us or our next door neighbor, people are here in St. Louis to help others. And that's what it's about. And these nonprofits do phenomenal work to take what we care about and how we're able to give and turn that into actions on behalf of people in this community. I mean, and it's not just always desperate need. Sometimes they need companionship. They need someone to be with them. It's the quality of life. It's the botanical garden. It's the zoo. It's all those kind of places that we have in this region because of the generosity of this community. So this Give Day speaks so much about who we are as a community, what we care about, and how we are neighbors to one another. And that's what it's all about. So thank you, St. Louis. Thank you to this entire region for being so generous and so supportive of our community and making a difference through Give STL Day.
That's just about a wrap from the 10th annual Give STL Day. I see Emily's already hard at work getting started on the 11th annual Give STL Day. We'll be looking forward to it next May. Gary, thank you so much for having us. Thank you all for watching at home. My name is Chris Jubb, the Giving Day Guy. This has been Give STL Day Live 2023. We'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate what you've done.
One, two, three. Thank you, St. Louis. Thank you, St. Louis. Thank you, St. Louis.
Thank you, St. Louis.
Thank you, St. Louis.
Thank you, St. Louis.
Thank you, St. Louis. Thank you, St. Louis.